welcome to the War of the Visions Final Fantasy Brave X Championship 2023, the Saiga Cup. Manager for the game and also the live stream auto battle tournament. I am of course joined by always lovely Auronnj here to matches for us.
I've been called a lot of things in my life. Lovely. That might be the first time anyone has ever called me lovely, though. So, okay, I'll take it. You know, it's not the worst thing ever.
Perfect. Like it. But yeah, so this is our first last chance qualifier that we have today for the live stream. And that's going to be for the finals coming up in December. So there may be some familiar faces that you've seen in previous tournaments because this is some new faces as well. Looking to get into the final. That are the world finals that will be. So this is sort of broadcasting around the world. This is friendly to every time zone at the moment. Wanted to shout out to a couple regions here, players that are participating. So we've got Australia, Brazil, Canada, Costa Rica, France, Germany, Hong Kong, Italy, Jamaica, Philippines, Scotland, United Kingdom, and the US. Yes, shout out to everybody that's participating today. And yeah,
You call this the worldwide PvP tournament. The road to worldwide is over, and we are now in the worldwide timeline. Yeah, there we go.
Yes, we are.
Okay.
My mic up just a smidge here, maybe a little bit too low. Anyway, so moving on here. There's a couple pieces of information that we wanted to get through. You guys are familiar with it, so let's dive on in to the information. Learn a little bit more about these tournaments. All right, so let's dive in here. So first up, we've got the War of the Visions Final Fantasy Brave EXVIUS Championship 2023. This is an official PvP World Championship that will be held throughout the year, concluding with the World Finals in December. There will be regional qualifiers, which have basically already happened, that are alternating from auto and manual battle modes in time zone friendly areas throughout the world. Does not mean you can only register in the time zone you reside in. All players that meet the requirements will be eligible to participate in any of the qualifiers. We've basically gone through all of them. We're into the last chance qualifiers now. Anyway, just a little refresher here on the roadmap. We're almost at the end of it. So you can see there, we've got the Saiga Cup, October 21st. That's today. But yeah, anyway, so this is the roadmap for the rest of the year. We've got October 21st. That's today. We've got the next manual last chance qualifier on November 11th. Notice how it says PST because we have time change on November 5th, FYI. December 9th at 6 o'clock and December 16th at 6 o'clock PST. We've got the two championships, red and blue, auto and manual. So yeah, forward to those. Next up, here's the specific time schedules here. So we're also broadcasting today in Chinese language. Shout out to Chinese language over there. Anyway, so today's auto battle Saiga Cup is the fourth and final auto battle tournament of this championship and will determine the last players who will be participating in the world finals held on December 9th. So here are the detailed dates for the registration periods. As you can see, the Goga Cup is already started their registration. It's going to run for about another week. So if you're interested in participating, or maybe if you participated before and didn't quite make it to the finals, register for the Goga Cup. You will be perhaps selected to be in the world or to participate so you can get a chance to go to the world finals in December. Like I said, the registration is on right now.
We will know. Well, at least we will have all of the potential qualifiers ready for the finals for auto after tonight, correct?
That is correct. We will have auto locked in. So that's about a month and a half from now that we're going to be doing the finals.
That's insane. That's actually crazy.
Yeah, it's going to be fun. So yeah, speaking of worlds here, we've got the world finals prizes here. The champion of each auto and manual will receive 100,000 visitors, a trophy, a quest featuring the champions party, an in-game title, and a Discord title on our PvP Discord. Second place, basically the same stuff, except they get 50,000 Visior. Third place gets 25,000. Quite a lot. Enough for a 70 cost unit lately. Pretty good.
Yep.
All right. Next up here, Let's see. So, gonna be pretty good. I think there's a lot of very interesting stuff that's going on. So, anything you're expecting? Anything that you're looking forward to? Maybe that will be happening in the
Squall. I just want to see Squall tonight. Like Squall is, I know Squall came in to the game with less fanfare than I think he deserved. Been using him a lot, and he has been a good unit. So I just want to see Squall tonight. Will we see it? Well, if somebody's playing Alaya, maybe they'll also play Squall. But you know, something like that. I would just like to see some Final Fantasy VIII characters. That's really what I'm looking forward to.
Indeed. Well, I think we'll probably see something. You know, I think a lot of these tournaments have recency bias. So perhaps maybe see some Soul, maybe see some Halloween units. I hope. Leela, please. I love Leela. She's going to be in the tournament today, I guarantee.
All the Halloween units just got a buff as well, so I should be ready to talk about all of that. I should have my info screens open and ready for Halloween units instead of just Final Fantasy VIII units. But Soul, not a unit that I have yet, and so I would be very curious to see how people are using him since I haven't got to use him myself yet.
For sure. Yeah. So today we actually have 32 participants that are competing. We're going to be watching from the quarterfinals, which is going to be the top 16 people. The tournament is already underway. Things have already been happening, and some people have already been eliminated. They're battling their way to the quarterfinals currently right now. So we're going to have to fill some air a little bit as we get everything finished.
Well, I think we do have 5 quarterfinalists already ready. So I believe once we go live, the rest of the quarterfinal, you know, it takes us a little bit of time to talk our way through a match. So that's what we're here for. I bet you it'll fill in nicely as we go along. A lot of very familiar names. I know, like this is, I think this is the tournament, even looking at all 32 players, I'm not sure there was more than 1 or 2 on there that I have not either seen in a Discord or chatted with on like YouTube or something like that. So a lot of really familiar names there. Now that doesn't mean I know what kind of stuff they play, but it's good to see familiar faces.
Indeed. So a little bit of a change up from the last auto tournament is we're actually going to have like a 3rd place placement match that's going to be happening. And the 3rd place is going to be a backup for the auto finals. So if everybody shows up to the auto finals in December, perfect. Maybe if somebody doesn't show up, the 3rd place winner from today will advance and be in the final.
Which is a really good idea because
yeah,
that first match, I mean, we're going back to April for these first matches.
Right.
There's a decent chance that over that time, maybe somebody has just dropped off the face of, you know, War of the Visions or something. So it'd be good to have a backup person ready to go.
Indeed. So you will see that reflected on the bracket here in just a moment when I get to it. But yeah, anyway, so we've got the prizes and gifts here for the winner. They are going to be getting that Saiga Cup trophy that you see down there in the bottom, the Achiever of Glory 2023 in-game title, 2nd place in-game title for those who strive for glory. And then all participants today are going to get a Throne Seeker 2023 in-game title. And then a t-shirt is.
Justin, I just have to say, I think you and I should both get Achiever of Glory 2023 title.
I mean, that would be nice. It may be a bit of.
That's right.
I'm trying to think of the word here. Maybe a bit of stolen valor. I don't know that I could ever really achieve that sort of title myself.
But just a little bit. Now, I do. Speaking of the t-shirt and all the gifts, though, I do have to apologize for something to the live stream. I've always worn my global exclusive War of the Visions PvP tie to every single one of these. It's in a box somewhere, guys. It's in a box. I don't know where it is. And about an hour ago, I was getting ready for the stream, and I was like, oh, no. I have no... So I found the nicest shirt that I could, and there we go. I will get... Because Fab, one of the judges for this thing, he always tells me after the streams, oh, I loved your tie. Fab, I'm sorry. I'm letting you down tonight. So it is what it is.
We have not shown the quarterfinal bracket yet. I see a comment in chat. We have not shown the bracket yet. We're just getting everything finished. They're still going through it, so we cannot show it. Anyway.
Yeah, we only have 5 quarterfinalists at this point, and the judges had to take a lunch break, I believe. So they've been, I'm not going to try and count how many matches they've done so far. I'm like 20 some, and
Yeah.
it's like 2 a.m. where they live. So
Yeah.
let them go get some gas station hot dogs or something, fill up that, whatever's
I'd
open.
be curious to know if
night.
those exist at the same level in Europe. Anyway.
I don't know. Yeah, maybe not.
A couple more slides here to get through. This is what we're looking at for the match rules. This is going to be the auto battle tournament is going to be happening today on Bamboo Grove 4. You can see pretty height.
Crazy map.
A lot of height range required. Range height, I mean, required on this one. Probably in the last manual battle tournament, we saw a lot of missiles, so I suspect we'll probably see some. Yeah. Anyway.
Oh, yeah.
So this is a single elimination tournament. Auto is going to be on, of course. Speed is going to be 1.5 times. For viewer's sake and Auronnj's sake, players are allowed to do the initial placement, and formations are not allowed to change at all once they are in the room. And the unit cost is 240, so that could be 3 URs if you want. There's not a requirement to have an MR unit or below, just 240. Quarterfinals are going to be best of 3, and the finals 5.
I wonder if we will see very many all UR teams at 240 cost. That's like what, 380s or a 90, an 80, and a 70. I just feel like 100 cost units are so valuable. I guess you could go 170, 70. There's a couple elements, there's a couple team comps that could pull that off. We'll see if we see that.
Indeed. All right, cool. So just a couple things that I wanted to get through here real quick for the code of conduct. So before we start, sportsmanship is of paramount importance to us. So to ensure a fair and safe environment, we request that players respect the rules of the game and do not cheat or exploit any unintended advantages. All matches will be recorded and judged, so if any instances of unfair gameplay are discovered, one or more of the following penalty measures applied. First up, we've got a warning: forfeiture of the prize title, disqualification from the tournament, and suspension and ban from. In addition, we would like to reiterate here that purposefully attempting to crash the game after a match is strictly prohibited. If such behavior from a player is identified, they will be considered disqualified. The player may also be barred from entering any future official tournaments if they have been determined to be acting in bad faith. Management staff. If there are any reason to suspect misconduct, the management staff may return to the logs for review after the tournament. If misconduct by a player is identified, they will be penalized as stated in. So yes, just to clarify here, if we do notice anything happening during the live stream, we will let you all know. State it clearly if somebody's been warned or if any other penalties take place. Hopefully not. So if you're listening to this and you're participating, please don't let us go down that road. But yeah. Anyway, next up, we've got the milestone viewer rewards here. So this is going to count total views from October 21st, today, about right now, until October 31st, happy Halloween, at 11:59 p.m. PDT. So if you watch the live stream on YouTube or something, we're going to count all those views, even if it's a few days from now. Once we get all the views tallied up, we will give the appropriate rewards here. So at 8,000 views, we will all get Gill Snappers XL 50. 10,000 views, we've got Shardless Purple times 3, and 13,000 views, we've got Shardless Yellow 1. Pretty awesome stuff. We've also got a secret keyword campaign going. You guys are familiar with this. We've done this in previous live streams. So you're going to fill out a form, which will be provided to you in chat once we get around to that. And you'll be able to get 100 Scrolls of Vicissitude if you type in the keyword correctly and provide your account ID, player ID, I think is what it's called, in your account, player name. So yeah, just get ready for that. That will happen a little bit later on. There's going to be questions in chat about it. There always is. And there's the link for future reference, so get that ready.
I looked up, Justin, I looked up the word vicissitude. Vicissitude means a change of circumstance or fortune. I never knew that till just now. Yeah.
It must be fun being a writer in general, like using a thesaurus and everything else. Because I've noticed it in a lot of games. There's always a lot of sort of odd words that I've never.
It just dawned on me. I was like, I have no idea what vicissitude means. So I looked it up. There we go. Power of the
You should
internet.
use it in your classroom.
Yeah, no. Nope.
I think they would just not even pay attention or not even realize that you said a weird word. Anyway, this one I guess is more of a formality here. We have actually finally achieved our 5,000 members in the Discord, and everybody has already received their UR Visogenic antlers.
Yep.
So congratulations to everybody, and thank you very much for that. I know a lot of people were really looking forward to those antlers. So thank you everybody for joining. They joined. There's a lot of updates coming through the Discord, and a lot of other discussions and other things that are happening. Like I mentioned, we have reached the 5,000 members mark, and the Visogenic antlers have been sent. So yeah, keep up the good work. And if you have not joined and you're interested in joining, please do so. You can scan the QR code right there on the screen, or you can follow the link there. I believe it's down in the description for Twitch and YouTube as well. All right. Thank you for your time and allowing me to get through all of that information. I think we're actually getting ready to dive into first.
Yeah. Now, chat said, it was actually Odaiba in chat said another fun word to learn is alabaster. So alabaster, I knew this one beforehand actually, but it's like it's a white rock that you carve stuff out of, or that is often carved into your jewelry and things like that. So alabaster, as in Elia the Alabaster, 2 new words in one night.
Okay, so just for clarity,
am I wrong about that?
I'm having trouble understanding how a white rock has to do with somebody.
No, she hits really hard.
Okay.
And so does Dwayne the Rock Johnson. So that's where yeah. It might be a stretch.
I have seen the word used in other RPG elements sort of stuff in games.
Okay, fair.
All right, so I actually need to update the bracket here. So Auronnj, I need you to sort of talk for a few minutes here as I get this.
I got you. Okay, so a unit that I actually expect to see tonight, Halloween Lucia. Now, Halloween Lucia, if you have yet to ever have the pleasure of fighting against a Halloween Lucia, she got a big buff this week. She now has more strike resistance, more single target resist, and an upgrade to one of her skills. She also, let's see, so sudden end was the skill that got upgraded. Strike resist and single target resist. Who is that good against? Elia the Alabaster. Because strike, obviously she's a strike unit. Strike resist going to be good against units like that. But she has the penetration. She has enough strike resist penetration in her kit that oftentimes just a little strike resistance won't do the job. But her big AoE, the move she uses all the time, is actually like a single target selection AoE move. So single target resist really good at mitigating that. Then sudden end, her move that got upgraded, knocks defense penetration off of targets. Further, being really good against that like strike meta that's running around everywhere. Also knocks human killer off, and then you get CT up when you kill somebody. So, excuse me, that nice move right there. I do expect to see a little bit of her with that big buff that she just got. So she's got a lot of AoE resist, a lot of single target resist. Really good against the strike meta. Now, one of the things about the strike meta, if we were to look, Elia's a 100 cost unit. She's often run with a unit like Edward. Now, Edward's going to be a 90, so that's a little bit of a problem today, because if you go 100 cost, 90 cost, you only have 50 left, so you end up pinching yourself a little bit. I wonder if we won't see some cheaper support units, right? Galzak comes to mind. So Galzak, pretty new unit, one of the freebies out there, costs 50. Very easy to work that in. A 50 cost means you can go 100 cost, 90 cost, 50 cost. So you get somebody who's a time mage, devout white mage. Do the heals, do the buffs. Let my 2 strong units run out there and knock everybody else out. So I expect to see team comps like that. If we look at cost, I want to look specifically at 40, 30, and 20 cost units. That is your SRs and down. If you get to 50 cost, you're into the MR range. But 40 cost units, Balo, okay, maybe Balo's out there, and I bring up 40 because you could do 100 cost Balo, or 100 cost, little Leela, not the bold, not the Halloween, but little Leela the Hood. You could do her. Naya, we've seen a lot in the past. Uni, actually, we've seen some Uni in the past, and he did okay. Phoebe, another support unit like that. Someone's outside my house honking their horn. That's really annoying. I think those are. Oh, I would not be surprised if we saw a Balo, a Leela, or a Naya today. Maybe even a Valade, if somebody's looking for those kind of buffs. So there we go.
Ready.
That's kind of a little bit of a.
Thank you very much for that. So you mentioned Little Leela the Hood. Is that what you call her?
I call her Little Leela the Hood. She got a big pink hood on. Yeah.
I suggest an alternate name.
Okay.
Little Leela the Reincarnated. Almost everybody has her reincarnated.
Well, yeah, she was week 1 reincarnate unit when Sephiroth came out, and the combo, like the thing everybody played was reincarnate Sephiroth, reincarnate Little Leela. You have the meta now. Put a third unit in there and you're fine. And that was a minute. We had that for a while.
Indeed. So let's take a look at the bracket here. I got it finished. This is the full bracket. This was all 32 participants. So shout out to your friends there if you see them on the stream. If you see them on the screen right now. Pretty familiar names. We've actually seen a few of these in previous tournaments. So yeah, pretty awesome. And this is the quarterfinals brackets and above. So these are the 8 players that will be participating or proceeding into the finals matches potentially. Little addition there on the bottom, you see the 3rd place winner. That's going to be like we have the finals up there. There's going to be some people competing for the 3rd place match. Well, and that 3rd place match, as I've mentioned, go ahead.
It's a best of 3, correct? Like the finals is a best of 5, but the 3rd place match is also a best of 3, like all of the early matches. I believe
so.
Okay. It's our first time with the 3rd place match.
Yes, but it's just a number change. Easy to do. Anyway, so we'll see how that goes. That person is going to be back up for the finals in case somebody else does not show up. Yeah. We're currently waiting on the room number, and then we will be jumping in. Yeah, I hope everybody's day is going well. Hope that I see Little Leela the pumpkin coming out. I actually wonder.
You want to talk about Little Leela the Pumpkin for a moment?
I did transcend her. Although I did not have a lot of Halloween Mind Sphere.
Good time to throw them all in the barracks, though. Get all those bonus Mind Spheres. Yep.
Working on that. Getting through that. Maxed out my soul medals up to 10 for the Mind Spheres for Halloween.
Nice. You know what I thought was interesting with Leela's upgrade? Was she was always kind of this unit that, well, when she first come out, she did 3 things. She healed, obviously. Then she did a lot of damage. And if you remember, she was kind of an evasion unit when she first came out. She would get like these really clutch dodges. And since then, her master ability 2 gave her more magic and more spirit pins. So like when she got that buff, it was like, oh, it's a better damage dealing unit. But her dream ability was all healing. Like AoE resist, going to keep you alive. So that's just good no matter what. Healing power up, de-aggro, and upgrade to Cura. Which, they really went into more healing power there, which I think is great. I like that angle on her. Her healing wasn't necessarily keeping up with the large health pools that we had floating around since Transcend and since 140s, all of that.
All right, so we're actually diving into the first match here already.
Okay, let's load it.
Look here.
Not a Fix versus Kachung, I believe, is our first match of the day.
Okay. One quick adjustment.
Adjustments are being made.
Is there anybody? Can you guess the first composition?
I'm gonna go. Give me an element.
If I give you an element, you're gonna know right away. Lightning.
Alaya. But there's got to be some cheap unit in there. Alaya.
Hurry, hurry, hurry.
I'm killing
Out of
time. There we go. Oh my. Okay. Okay, wait. It's slime. Now, slime could eat, you could put any 2 units you want with the slime. And I think you're going to be under cost no matter what. Now, I will point out Ancient Ruins 12, not the actual map
Yeah,
we're going to be playing on. They're switching that right now. Okay. Yeah. Maybe I'm on a little bit of a delay compared to what like the refs and stuff are seeing. So, not a fix. The first thing I want to point out, that's a slime. And the attack and magic values on Nautafix's team are 2,400 attack and 3,300 magic. Those are big numbers, considering you have a slot 1 slime. Kachung, on the other hand, 3,900 attack, 1,600 magic. That is more in line with what I expect to see. Those just feel... they're very actually close. If you add them up, those numbers are very similar, but I'm not used to seeing a slime and then bringing out that kind of like magic hitting. So maybe there's a Skahal in there. Skahal's a fairly cheap lightning unit, but maybe Nautafix is going Squall Elias Slime. That could happen. Maybe I'll get to see my Squall straight away. I guess that's what I'm hoping for here.
Yeah, you know, it's interesting. Every tournament that we do, we're further into, you know, like... weapon-based vision cards and that sort of stuff.
Yes.
So, like every stream we do, we're a little bit closer to not seeing like a solely elemental team. Strike really has a lot of very strong vision cards for each other. So.
Yeah, there's a couple, like Sword Red Mage has a lot of vision cards. Strike has some really good ones. I feel like we're almost to the point where we see maybe that becoming more of the norm. I don't know. We'll find out. Here we go. Loading in. Nautafix versus Kachung. It's a Soul. So we do get to see Soul straight away versus a Strike team with a Leela, the reincarnated. So regular little Leela as the, you know, low-cost tank right here with the Strike team. And it is the Alaya and Ed that I was kind of talking about earlier. You just see those two run next to each other so often. Now, Soul, he's going to go with this group buff right here. Gets that physical shield, which will be very, very helpful versus this enemy team. And then Slime is just here to like maybe absorb an attack or two, do some buffs, you know, maybe have a lucky coin toss raise that lands. Those are the kind of things that Slime is good for. So here we go. Ed's going to put his Protect and AP Restore on. Alaya's going to go Momentum. So Alaya loves to run King Bradley's TMR, which is what you just saw right there. And then the other Alaya is going to counter with King Bradley's TMR. And then Soul's going to go Sage's Wisdom, give himself, you know, that self buff. No haste on him yet. So I'm curious to see how that'll work. Now, Zap. Okay. A little bit of a clutch status effect right there from Slime. It is just on Leela, and then he gets one shot and gets his courage procced, but he did paralyze Leela. So that's something. That is a unit who potentially might not get a turn here in a moment. Now, here's Adamantite Pillar. Slime is officially dead. So Slime did his job. He did an agility buff. They went in there and took 2 attacks and died. Here's Soul coming in. Big damage coming out from Soul and the heal proc. So Soul has this ability, much like, you know, Ferris, if you're somebody who's played Ferris, where she'll do an attack and then heal in an AoE around her. Soul's, I believe, is a single target heal, but very good if you have a unit like Alaya who maybe gets her courage procced. Something like that, you can heal her back up a little bit. Okay, Ed's going to go Wall Breaker. This will do almost lethal damage to Alaya, but not quite. Then she's going to turn around and hit all 3. Courage popped on Nautafix's Alaya right there. Soul steps up. Soul, or no, sorry, on the other Alaya. Soul for Nautafix. Going to use the Limit Break. The Skull comes out. Medina's Staff in the forefront. 5,200 damage with poison on both units. So Alaya dies and Ed is poisoned. 3,293 on his HP bar. Let's see what his attack does. Courage removal. So Alaya dies, loses her courage, but watch his poison tick. 1,800. That's half of his HP. Here's Soul, Glenham Nothingness, 3093. He takes him down, and Soul, Nautafix's Soul, carries that fight with a big magic attack into an execution. GG, Soul beats the Strike meta, which is exactly what he's supposed to do. So there we go.
Indeed. Yes, probably expected to see a lot of Strike today.
Yeah.
Good investment probably on the Soul there. Probably see a lot more of them.
Absolutely. All right. So go ahead.
Alabasterlutely. That kind of worked.
What? Were you making up a nickname?
I was trying to combine alabaster and absolutely.
That's tough. I don't know about that one. I don't know that works.
Absolutely. Anyway,
Nice.
well done on Not a Fix. One more win, and he will be proceeding into the semi-final.
Yep, that's right. And that guarantees you, by the way, winning your first round guarantees you at least 2 more matches today, because if you lose the semifinals, you do get to go to that 3rd place match, which is a nice little change. Now, Soul, by the way, here's one of the reasons why Soul is so good against Strike. So he walks into a fight, like just Soul in his base form has 25% strike resist. Strike resist isn't everything, and a unit like Elia will still hurt him, but he has a buff. It's his group buff that gives him that 7,500 HP shield against physical, which again, good against strike, gives him protect, again, good against strike, gives strike resist 15 for allies, but if they're fire allies like himself, it's a 35% buff. So that puts him at 60% strike resist. No, not even including gear, vision cards, anything like that. And he's got that protect, he's got that physical shield. It's going to be very hard for a unit like Elia or Ed, any of those physical strike units to take down a Soul. He's going to walk out there and dominate them. Also, I feel like a lot of, and Justin, maybe you feel this too, a lot of our stronger units lately seem to be heavy on defense, running things like protect, physical shields, that kind of stuff. So a mage like Soul, who also does that, but then his magic damage feels like he has an advantage to me, because magic resist just feels maybe a little lacking out there right now. Even though there's plenty of it, I just think mages have a little bit of an edge against units. Like, think about Squall, Elia, those kind of units with their protects and their defense, all that.
Well, how many mage units have we had, like, in the last few? And I don't count somebody, Lana, or, another one of those mages, or the healers. I don't count them.
Yeah, so Shalze doesn't count, because she's a fire element healer. You have to go back. Okay, so, yeah, Gernsbeck, Irvine, Renoa. Renoa's kind of a mage. She's more of a support, though. Squall, Grifford, Elia, Summer Glassy, Jaden, Roth's a tank, Ferris Bart's, Lena's a healer, Galzak's a healer, Dialdo's a tank, Howlett, Dia, Miranda. You got to go back to like Dia and Miranda to get magic damage dealing units. And Dia came out on what? June?
Quite a while ago.
Yeah. So yeah, you're right. It's been a very physical heavy release of things. Now, right before Dia, though, you had a nice burst of magic units with like Kefka, Addison Ray, those kind of. Roy Mustang was in about that same time.
Yeah, that's true. So
there was a spurt of mages before our influx of physical damage units. Okay, here we go. Notafix is running it back. So Notafix's team took the L last time, and it looked, or no, Notafix's team won last time. Gosh, this map. So one thing about this map that's weird to me is like the blue team starts on the right, which I'm not used to. I'm used to blue team starting on the left. So I confused that during the fight once. I just confused it again in my brain. Kachung, who took the loss last time, has pivoted. He's still running the Elia the Alabaster, but a 4,000 attack stat right there means that something has changed. Not the units, though. So it's a vision card and gear change for Kachung. We'll see if that makes a big difference. The last match was really close. Like, even though Soul was here as kind of the counter to this current meta, it was not a blowout. Like, he didn't walk out there and delete everybody while the rest of his team's running around at full HP. Slime was dead. Courage got knocked off Elia. She was dead. And then Soul just kind of had to clean everything up. He's going to do the same stuff again. Veil of Truth. There's that buff I was just talking about that's like his anti-strike buff to go with his anti-strike kit. We're going to see the Accelerate buff again there from Slime. Never sleep on how good an AoE agility buff is early in a fight, especially from a unit like Slime, who's just there to like provide you that cost, that cost limit qualifying score, right? Okay, so we get the AP restore back on Ed. Elia's going to go momentum. I definitely expect that to be countered by momentum from Notafix's Elia. Here it comes. Nothing has changed so far. It's been the same start to the fight. Soul's going to self-buff right here with Sage's Wisdom. Magic, critical evade, all the things that buff does. Now, last fight, Slime walked out and paralyzed right there. This time it doesn't paralyze. So there is the first change, although that was irrelevant in the last one. Dragon Flurry comes out. That's a dead Slime. Well, he's 1 HP Slime with his Courage proc. Elias steps forward. Stag Impact again. Decent damage. So far, I mean, this probably looks like it ends with Soul standing there and everyone on the other team dead. Haste remove from Ed coming out right there. So Slime is the first victim once again. And now it's Soul's turn. Pyre of Chaos and Destruction. That is a dead nobody. Did Leela lived? Everybody lived. Okay. I believe that killed Leela last time. I might be wrong. Maybe it's that she was paralyzed. The counterattack crucially doesn't kill her. She gets the silence. Okay. That's a big change. Leela living right there, or at least Leela being unparalyzed, allows her to walk up and silence Soul. So now you're about to get maybe the courage knocked off. No courage removal this time from Ed, which allows Elia to get another turn. She's going to go Stag Impact on the whole enemy team. That kills Leela. It pops the courage on Elia, which might be like, okay, whatever. It's her courage proc, but if Soul can get to her, he can kill her with an auto attack. But I don't think he can. I think Slime's body is in the way. So he's going to go Zombie Transformation. If you have to just delay, like if you have to just kind of kill some time, Zombie Transformation is a great time killing thing. Also, it might have killed the game. I see a freeze right here. Like I think Zombie Transformation was too good of an idea. And like the AI just cannot process how great of an idea that was. So we might have a spectator bug, in which case maybe we could get back in, or the room might have crashed. If somebody disconnected, the way the rules work is the person who did not disconnect, I believe gets the W. Now, we could double check on that. This match was in there. We have people typing in the Discord, like the judges and things, so we'll see what they have to say. Chinese stream is apparently okay, so it was a spectator bug. I'm gonna try. I could try to find the Chinese stream real quick, but that's I don't know what I'm looking for. Let's see here. War of the Visions Chinese. We'll just type that in.
It's on the same YouTube channel.
It's on the same YouTube channel.
Yes.
Oh. Well, there it is. Okay, I'm gonna pull that up and mute it real quick. Okay, 2-player 1. Kachung did win. I loaded in right at the end of it.
Indeed.
Kachung won. The silence from Little Leela was the difference maker. I'm gonna have this thing running in the background just in case we get spectator bugs. I'm switching to the Chinese stream. Don't understand any of the words, but hey, you know what? I'll just mute it. It's not like I'm listening to it regularly anyway. So there we go. GG. It goes to 1-1, and now all of a sudden, the strike team with Alila makes all the sense in the world. That silencing taunt that she did, I was sitting here like, man, I don't know. It seems like a lot of the same stuff. I expect this to be the same outcome. And then Little Leela the reincarnated. It's Little Leela the Hood. I can't even, that's too many syllables. Hood is 1 syllable. I'm going to go with that. She walks out there, silences Soul, and that changes everything. Now the ball is back.
Yeah, we're down to a 1-1.
Notafix's court. Yeah, Notafix, who won the first match, ran it back the second time, lost to the same team comp, but did not land the paralyze. How big was that? Also, do you know what else didn't happen? And I wonder if this would have been a difference maker. When Slime zapped Leela, it did not crit. It only did like 1,600 damage. And then she got attacked by Soul. It didn't kill her. She lived with a sliver of health. I wonder if, had Slime crit, she dies. Maybe. I'm not sure. But anyway, they're a little RNG there. Different things happened. Even though the match started off and played out so similarly, that was the difference at the end of the day, I think. Leela being alive, I guess is what I'm saying.
Yeah, so we're just waiting for the second room number right now, and then we'll be diving on into the next match, the deciding match here.
I think Nautafix will go to the bench. I think you can't leave it up to RNG that heavily again.
Yeah, I don't think that'll happen.
Yeah, you don't think so?
No, I don't.
The silence?
Somebody's going to change something. But then you have to think. This is what you have to think. So you're thinking, I want to change something. But if I change something, something might change. But I don't want to change something, but they might change something. I need to think about if they change something. So if I don't change anything, then they probably going to change something. What if they're thinking the same thing that I'm thinking, and they're going to change something, thinking that I'm going to change?
Yes.
Right?
You have to, yeah. Basically, it's just like, you go down the Matrix rabbit hole. Like, it's like you're looking in a mirror with a mirror behind you, and you're like, is that me or is that? Yeah. I don't know. We're just filling some airspace right here. The room number's coming in. We'll jump in there, and soon we will know. Pasta TV, thank you for the raid on Twitch. Welcome, Raiders, to War of the Visions official PvP tournament. Yeah. That face looks a little bit like me. Yeah, that's what I thought too. It's not. But Pasla's just a good looking guy. Okay.
All right.
We're loading in.
We're ready. We're actually ready here. So let's dive in.
Kachung's team is drastically different. This might be the yes. There's a much lower attack value this time on Kachung's team anyway. Meanwhile, Nautafix, I think, just sticking with his guns.
Also, something I want to point out. I've seen a few people asking for the code. We're nowhere near to giving the code out. You're going to have to stay tuned.
Yes, you have to listen to our beautiful voices for just a little bit longer. This was always like when I was hosting my when I was hosting my own streams. My favorite like delay that happened was both players are ready and like one person is watching the stream waiting to hit start. Oh, okay. Kachung pulls his own soul out this time. Maybe anticipating a change by the enemy or just saying, you know, Ed really hasn't been doing that much for me. I'm going to bench Ed and go to Soul instead. So I do like that play. You're going to get Elia doing the same kind of buff. Soul and Elia for both teams are going to be buffing each other with a lot of the exact same stuff that we're used to seeing. But the difference here is Slime versus Leela, and that has been a big difference. Now, count how many spaces this Slime moves. He gives himself the HP recovery. I believe he moved 3 spaces. I wondered if they would give like a bow tie to Slime or something like that to draw a little aggro away from the soul. He's definitely standing further away than before, but it doesn't necessarily matter because I think he's going to be dead pretty soon. Soul channeling a spell. I believe Soul does have the range to hit Slime from right there. We're going to get a momentum buff from Elia. That is a difference. So that's a big difference too. One Elia has the momentum buff on, the other one does not. So if we get to see any, lapping happen right here, that will be huge. Pyro Calling comes out. So Soul does get a second buff off. For Kachung's team, Slime's going to heal himself a little bit. Elia will still absolutely kill him through that heal. But with only 25 AP left, she's going to stag impact. That takes her to exactly 0 HP. So she has no haste, and she's out of AP. Silencing spell does once again silence Soul, and there we go. Nautafix believed in the Soul maybe a little bit too much, brought him out for the 3rd fight in a row, and for 2 fights in a row, he gets countered by the silence. Like maybe I feel like something needed to come out to try to prevent that. Either another unit, a piece of gear, something. Pyre of Chaos and Destruction comes out, big damage onto both units. Chaotic Healing actually doing some work right there and healing up the tank. Soul auto attacks for 69 damage, and while it's a little bit of a meme, it's just not enough damage. So there's the hate down proc from Elia with haste. She's gonna get another attack in, but only 16 AP. So she pops the courage of the enemy Elia, who pops her hate down. I don't think, like, this feels really over to me. Their Soul doing is a double hit attack right there. Other Soul dead. Kachung way in the driver's seat. Heals the Elia on his team. Here comes Leela. She's going to finish it with an auto attack unless the counter kills her. It does not. 175 is the difference. And Leela the Hood, who we talked about before the stream, who we said, hey, I wouldn't be surprised if we saw some of her, comes out and counters the newest mage in the game. We raved about how good Soul was potentially going to be today, how we expected to see a lot of Soul, and one SR unit, like 140 cost unit, rolls in here and just silencing spells him straight out of 2 fights in a row. GG.
GG indeed. Yeah, something
All
I
right.
forgot to mention earlier today is we will actually be doing an interview with both the second place and first place winners today for the tournament. We'll be doing an interview on Discord. It's always really insightful, the information that we get from them.
Yep. Okay. Well,
GG.
Kachung moves on. Kachung now guaranteed at least 2 more matches because we got the first place match and the third place match. So win or lose his semifinal, he will go to 1 more fight. Notafix, thank you for playing today. Yo, well played. I think riding or dying with the Soul. Soul was a very, very anticipated unit in the global version of the game, before we became the worldwide version. Soul was very anticipated. So I'm not surprised to see him. And we already have the room number for the next match.
We
so
do. And
great.
something I forgot to do last time, we need to go through this very quickly. Good play.
Oh, yeah. So we've got Kells from Visipur this time, repping Australia, favorite character Helena, and showing Summer Helena off on the screen. And wow, I wish I could speak whale. I could try to make a whale sound for you right now, Kells, but
Do it. You have to.
That's a whale sound.
That was actually way better.
Was that better
than I
or
expected
worse
it to
than
be.
you thought?
That was way better.
Okay, there we go. So that's how you speak whale. And I hope you were watching the stream, not just playing. All right, then we've got Nean here from Brazil. So, okay, repping Brazil versus Australia. Favorite character Reagan, but showing the picture of Balo. It says Summer Balo is inevitable, and I got to agree. Throw a Speedo on that man and, put him out there. Let's see it. Summer Balo, get him in the game. I agree, Neji. I agree. So, Brazil versus Australia right here. Neji versus Kells. Right? Okay. Whenever. Do you know who I don't think we'll see today, but I wish we would?
Who?
Gernsback.
No, Gernsback is water. I would love to see.
70 cost. You could make some interesting teams with a 70 cost UR unit Gernsback on there. We could see it. Pierce, I feel like is strong. Did the room crash? Or are we not in there?
No, we're joining right.
Okay, here we go. All right. So Kells repping the Bradley versus Nation's potential lightning team, or at least strike team. Now, I think Bradley, I felt like Bradley was underutilized in our last tournament for some reason. I just felt like maybe he didn't get the play that he deserved. I still think this unit is top tier. I think Earth is in a good place considering you're pretty much always going to see Alaya, and the elemental difference is a way to help, mitigate her damage a little bit. So the question becomes, what is Kells running with Bradley? Is he going for a card-based team? Is he going mono element? We will see in just a second. All right. Yeah, and Garu says Alaya can defend herself counter element. I agree. Our first Halloween unit. Halloween Lucio comes out. It is lightning versus earth. So let's set this up just a little bit. Earth, obviously elemental advantage versus lightning, but you've seen it, right? Alaya the Alabaster is really, really good. She can absolutely hang versus an earth element team. And it's a Lizette Alphonse Alaya. So it's a full strike team right here from the lightning element. I wonder how they'll fare. Halloween Lucio's going to go Axeman's adaptability. He gets that physical shield on, which will help him a lot in this fight. And remember, he is this hybrid evasion unit, something that'll be interesting. Will we get to see a dodge or two from Lucio and Bradley? There's a good chance that Lucio's in here with a lot of luck, a lot of evade. You can run the Titan vision card here, get that evade buff for your group and that human killer for your units with the physical attack. So I'm very excited to see what this Earth team is going to do. There's poise from Bradley, so giving himself that courage buff. No one has haste but Elia yet, so that she's faster than everybody else. There's Fleetfoot, so hate down, move, and jump up from Lizette. This is our first Lizette I think we've ever seen on an official PvP stream, so that's interesting. There's Alphonse buffing. He's a tank who does a lot of damage. He's moving in 78 AP on Lucio, and our first damage of the fight is going to look like Lucio's Limit Break, King of the Dead. This is the first time in game I have seen this. So here we go. Big slashing attack. 5,800 damage onto Lizette. Decent damage onto the Owl. Everyone on this Lightning team has HP restore on their kit right now, though. They got that buff, so they're all going to be absorbing a little bit of HP. Elia going to use her limit break right here, counter-attacking against the Earth team. Okay, she one-shot Bradley through the elemental disadvantage, but was dodged by Lucio, who has haste, dodges her counterattack. Wait, is Lucio actually this good? Hold on. Lucio just killed 2.5 people, and Bradley, who I was giving all this praise to, is just out here kind of not doing anything until now. Then he kills, Alphonse, basically, with the help of his good friend Halloween Lucio, who's looking insane. Bradley gets the buff. Now, he's still definitely one-shot territory from the Elia, like we just saw. 59 AP. She's going to be able to hit everybody on the team. Stag impact. Well, I say she's going to be able to hit everybody. She kills Bradley again, but apparently nobody can hit this Lucio. The evasion Earth team is real. The counterattack it lands, but he shields it. Pops her courage. Both units are standing there with haste, but Lucio did not have to move. So he gets to go first. The counterattack does not pop his shield. And Halloween Lucio, looking like the latest 70 cost Halloween unit to, maybe be more like 130 cost. Oh my gosh. He dodged 3 out of 5 attacks, I think, right there, including the counters.
Good start,
oh, wow.
Lucio.
Loved that. That was great. I'm actually gonna pull, like myself, I'm pulling for Lucio as soon as I get a moment to sit down and play the game seriously. But I'm looking forward to having him a little bit. So that just, man, I kind of theorized. I was talking about that being a potential build where you see the King Bradley, and even in Arena, you see a Bradley and you're like, oh, okay, it's an Earth team. I know what I'm facing. And then Lucio walks out there, dodges everything. And note another thing. He had a ton of speed. Agility is an evasion stat, and so you're if you're fighting a Halloween Lucio, expect him to be as fast as possible. He overperformed. That was great. Loved it.
Yeah, he did very well. I'm happy that I have him. I really like my Halloween units. The only one that I don't have is arguably the one that people go for them.
Lucia?
No.
Wait. You have Halloween Leela.
Yes.
Yeah, you have Lucia.
I have both.
Do you not have Fred?
I have her.
Okay. What's the other one? Why can't I remember this?
We've seen his TMR already.
Oh, Ryryu. Yeah. But nobody plays Halloween Ryryu. They just get him to level 99, get that TMR, and call it a day.
I know, but I don't even have him. I do not possess him.
Man. That's too bad.
I went through the whole re-raise meta, trying to kill Yuna, and then somebody comes back, and the zombie transform comes out. So I went through that entire time without having him.
Is there a good way to get him right now? If you thought you have the Viz, you gonna go for it, or no? You good?
I'm good.
Okay.
So this is how I usually pull unit. You want to know what my number one, how do I say it? My number one criteria for pulling a unit is?
Are they cute?
Yes. Are they a cute girl? Yes or no? Yes, I'm going to pull them no matter what. Everything else is secondary.
So, Lucio.
I got him. I like him. He's cool.
Okay. I got you.
I like.
Did you pull for Gurdensbeck as well?
So I have not kind of seen what the tickets are going to do for me, and then I'll take a look.
Did you pull Soul?
I did not. No, I went.
I would not describe Soul as cute.
I was trying to be a good guild member for the raid or the Trials of Reckoning and get Irvine. But
Yeah.
I got.
I mean,
I went to
Irvine is
pity for him
definitely
way too
trying
late,
to be
and then I
cute.
ended up not even using.
Oh dang.
He's gonna sit in unit list purgatory.
What about Squall? Did you get Squall?
Yeah, I have Squall. But
Great.
like Irvine is gonna sit there in purgatory with a Barrett and some of the others. That I also went to pity for him.
Orin. Do you have Orin?
I do not actually.
Okay, so he joins them.
Well, I don't
So
have
who
him
else?
actually. I have the other ones, not him.
Oh, okay.
I do see, you know, Auronnj seems to have the most sticking power of any of the Final Fantasy X units. I still see him around. It's very interesting.
Yeah. So the FF10, I mean, Yuna, I think Yuna was the biggest impact to the game overall. But okay, we got other stuff to talk about. So here we go. Kells pulls the soul off the bench, and I wonder if this was perfectly timed because Nean showing that strike team again, or at least potentially showing a strike team. And so, okay, here we go. Here's the question. We've seen Soul in 3 fights. In one of the fights, he did not get silenced. He killed the strike team. In the other 2 fights, he got silenced. Strike team killed him. So is Nean running Little Leela, the hood? And will she silence Soul? Or is Nean just like running, maybe it's like weird wind team.
Mm-hmm.
It is weird wind team and it's fire team. So, okay, wind versus fire. No actual elemental advantage at play right here. A bunch of units I did not expect to see. So we get Rain, who I have to say, Rain, like regular Rain right there, very good. All the buffs that he's gotten over time have made this guy a very slept on unit. He's going to do particularly well against mages, which, yeah, there's not any, I mean, that wind team over there, not exactly stacking the mages, but I would not be surprised to see Rain do a little bit of work. 13,500 HP. He's a big time tank. He does decent damage and he can do some status effects like slow. So there's Veil coming out. That does not buff against the fire element. There's Regenerate put onto Rain. So a little bit of HP. We have a Kadia. I definitely did not expect a Kadia, although she does again unlock the ability to run the Glassy with the Edward. Let's see what else Kadia is going to do. She's channeling another spell. Soul's here, so Soul's going to go Sage's Wisdom, get that magic critical evade and wider attack range damage debuff online. All those words. I'm not even going to try to say all those words. Anyway, Ed moving forward, he's going to receive Calamity Guard, a very good buff. Not as good as Calamity Strong Guard from Macherie, but still prevents a lot of status effects, gives you that HP up. It's worth having. Naya steps forward. Now Naya can start casting reflects on people, but there's nothing to really reflect on the enemy team. And it would seem weird to kind of run that with a range. He's actually just going to refresh his regenerate. Really interesting from the AI right there. Not trying to put regenerate onto the soul or onto herself, just refreshes it onto Rain. Weird. Okay, here we go. Our first attack. Full Metal Rage coming out. Clap the hands together. Bring the ground up anime style. Love the look of this limit break with the like anime art style in there. And look, that only did 1,700 damage to Rain. This is what I'm talking about. This guy's hard to kill. He is just a tough dude to make die. All right, that was Ed. Now it's Soul's turn. Soul does have the range to get in there and start doing some damage. Maybe height will be a problem for him. We'll see. There's another Calamity Guard coming out from Kadia, so that's definitely her contribution to this fight is those buffs. Flagbearer Glassy's turn. She's going to also go for Rain. A little bit better luck. 5344 on her damage. But Naya's up next, and Naya can heal. So I would be 0% surprised to see Naya look for a Kiraga right here. That is what we're going to get. Rain back near full HP, and CT up for her whole group. Rain goes Flame Impact. Let's see what lands here. A little bit of damage, no status effects, but will be elemental chained with the soul if casting time permits it, and it does because we're going to get the limit break. This actually does not elemental chain because Soul's limit break is non-element, but it will do a lot of damage. Let's see what we get right here. We're going to get, yeah, big damage across the board. Flagbearer Glassy takes the least, but she does get poisoned. Auto cure procs from Kadia, and she's back to full HP. Ed is the only one who's really hurt right now until Naya takes this Valkyrie burst from Glassy. I imagine Naya's time in this world is about to run out. We will see. Yeah, she's dead. I was right. Okay, bye-bye, Naya. First casualty of the day is her. No big surprise right there. And it's Ed's turn next. So Ed gonna look for both of them. Spear transformation. Dodged? Oh, wait, that can't hit units with float. So he floated over it. Is that right, Justin? Did I remember that correctly? Did Ed just try and like ground hit a unit who's flying in the air? He might have. Anyway, Katia heals him up, so he might have been kind of a small brain move right there. Flaming impact right back onto him for 3197. It's Soul's turn next. Now Soul is going to get reflexed by the Glassy, but will do a big amount of damage to Ed, just not quite enough to heal him. He will put Rain back to full HP, and we might be in for a bit of a long fight right here, especially if Glassy runs out of AP at any point. Triple Cross going to do a ton of damage to Soul especially. His CT up procs, does it give him enough CT to lap anybody? It does not. Kadia's up next. She's probably going to look to heal Ed. She's staring right at him. She's staring at him. She says, hey, we're both kind of short. Maybe we can both have a little bit of HP. Ed hits Soul for 400 damage. At least this time he lands it. Curative perk comes out. Ed back to 8. About 80%. Soul, hoping not to be reflexed this time, gonna look to hit everybody, I imagine. 3000 HP left, 98 AP. It might be a summon coming out. When we get this little bit of delay, oftentimes that means we're going to see a summon. No, he's buffing Power of Chaos. Really interesting option right there. Huh. He didn't go for damage. I am a little perplexed by this. Does he have range height problems standing in that hole and he can't move because he's trapped? If that's the case, Rain needs to take a move and help him out. I think the game has found its way into a really awkward place right here. And I'm watching the Chinese live stream. It is indeed what we're seeing. Like, what we're seeing is the truth. So they also look, I'm not listening to the Chinese live stream, but they look a little bit confused by what's going on as well. Okay, it's Kadia's turn. Katia 0% confused. Gonna look to probably do some more healing, as I think Glassy and Ed are both within like the healing threshold for the AI. But okay, whatever weird situation we found ourselves in here, you could tell the AI is like working overtime, man. Like the algorithms are going crazy. We really need Glassy to move. I think that would free everything up. For some reason, Soul is like trapped right there. Glassy not going to move. What is she gonna do? I don't know. This is really weird. Okay, she's thinking about it. She's got poison, and maybe the poison is like affecting her, algorithms. Any day now, Glassy. She jumps, she goes to that ledge. Is she gonna do, she can't do damage from there. I guess she could buff. She's gonna do nothing. She just chooses to take 1400 damage and get healed. You know what? We have we've leveled it up here. This is some next level AI play. Okay, Ed has 19 AP. He at least has enough AP to do some damage. We'll see what happens here. He's staring at 2 units. He's looking. He's looking. This could be, so one thing that could be contributing here to the slowness of it is we do have somebody from Australia playing somebody from Brazil. When that happens, sometimes there is a little bit of a latency issue that happens and you get these slowdowns. I've seen it in tournaments before. And when you have such a like global game like this, that does happen occasionally. All right, here we go. Ed is still choosing to do nothing. I'm not like, yeah, Ed, any day now. I'm gonna have to make whale sounds after a while here, unless Ed decides to attack somebody. And I don't really want to make whale sounds anymore. It could also be that one of the players disconnected. So yeah, maybe somebody's playing. Chat is predicting some phone lag, like maybe somebody's network just dropped. The stream is still live. We are still connected, but it looks to me like a player has maybe DC'd or lagged out. Not sure what happened. I'm checking the Chinese stream. They are also in the exact same place we are. I listened to them and I don't understand the words. So player 1 won the game. Who was player 1? Kells?
Yes.
Kells won. So it was either a DC or a spectator bug of some kind. But Kells did win. Who won the first match of this? Or was that just so long and it was the first match? No, Kells had played once.
I don't remember.
Okay.
The map confuses me.
Yes, me too. Okay, so Kells won. Not sure what happened. Did Kells win the best of 3 2-0 right there? I don't know. Okay, here we go. I'm going to tell you what happened.
Oh, so it
if
seems
you've
like
ever
we're going into
okay,
the
we're
third
moving
one.
on to the next one. So Kells, GG, you move on. Congratulations, you'll be playing Kachug in the semifinals. We are moving to Ram9 versus Say. So, listen. All right, Justin, have you seen videos about the kind of wildlife that exists in Australia?
Oh yeah, I think everybody's.
Okay, so what I'm guessing is a giant spider was chewing on a fiber optic cable, and then there we go.
I've seen some pretty crazy stuff come out of Brazil as well. So, I mean, the
Yeah,
Amazon is there, so
maybe an anaconda wrapped around a fiber optic cable and just squeezed until it doesn't transmute light anymore, and then I mean that's it.
I've seen the documentaries.
It could have been
What's it
either
called?
way.
Anaconda.
I've seen a movie called Anaconda.
Oh, that was not a documentary.
He has a documentary on Jennifer Lopez's teenage years, how she became a pop star because she didn't want to be an Amazon explorer anymore.
I think we've seen this a different one. So
There's more than one Anaconda movie.
I don't know, I'm digging into some really childhood memories here.
Okay.
Anybody else suffering from sinus problems? Because I'm dying. Like literally on my deathbed right now. All right, so we're moving into the third one here. Things are moving quick.
Okay, so we're probably gonna get the player info on the screen here in a moment, and I'll go over that when we do. We are still just recovering from whatever we just watched in the last match. It could just be that when, like, something seemed weird when Ed tried to, like, he tried, I believe, okay, I'm gonna look this up. Does Edward have a skill that does not work against units with float? I feel like he does, but
Yes, I believe
Ed is
so.
not. Okay. Am I sure about this? I don't know. I don't know that he does. Now that I'm thinking about it. Well, either way, he missed Soul. Soul either dodged it or floated over the top of it. Here we go. We've got Ram9 versus Say. Now, Ram9, 2460, 3398, showing that Summer Glassy. So a potential water team here. Or Summer Glassy works really well with a lot of other meta characters. It does not necessarily mean it is a mono water team. And she's facing off against Sai's, Ally the Alabasta right there. So if it is mono water, it might just be GG out of the gate, but it is not. Oh, it is Howlet the Heaven's Blade coming out. So our first look at Howlet the Heaven's Blade with the Glassy, very, very good, and a Murmur as the third unit. So a lot of variety right here. Ram9 bringing out 3 units we have not seen at all today. Howlet the Heaven's Blade is one of these units that is incredibly underrepresented for how good of a unit he is. I like this guy a lot. And then speaking of underrepresented based on how good they are, Vega is here. Unfortunately, I don't think we're going to get to see Vega's strongest thing. Vega's Limit Break inflicts Berserk. Berserk is a devastating status effect if you inflict it on the right targets on the enemy team. It essentially just kind of like removes them from the game, except for just auto attackers, and that's kind of rough. Okay, we're gonna get the limit break here from Alaya onto the water tank. So this will be big damage onto the Glassy. She's gonna take 6,000 even, I think, right there. It procs her heal, so she's back up to 95% HP. And Howlet's gonna go with his self buff. So he gets his HP buff, his haste on. He's at 11.2k, and Glassy will get to attack. She steps forward, gets preemptively countered for 2200, Woven Claws across the enemy team. Like basically no damage. The elemental difference is a big deal. Grudge Bearer comes out, defense debuff, but now here's the problem with the way this worked out for the Vega. He did not get a chance to buff. He was immediately able to run forward and use his jumping attacks. He's out of AP, whereas Howlet for the enemy team full AP and just one-shot the Phoebe, who is probably looking to do some like quicken, something like that. Now, Murmur's going to get her second turn. We're going to get to see a defense destroyer. Big damage right there from the Murmur into the lightning element. Nice counter element matchup right there. Reaping Edge comes out, 3,000 damage onto the Glassy. It's Glassy's turn. She still has 68, 36 HP left and 2 targets to choose from. She's going to choose to start working them over a little bit. Vega going to have to just auto attack. Goes for the Murmur. He's back up to 28 AP after that. Okay, Howl at the Heavens Blade. He's going to go Blizzaga Saber, one of his strongest hitting moves. That kills Vega. And it's Elia the Alabaster versus 3, and she's out of AP. She's going to punch Glassy for 691 damage, up to 23 AP. Didn't move, so preserves from CT, but not enough. She's still going to be able to be hit by everybody on the enemy team. Howlett probably going Blizzaga Saber again, gets counterattacked. Blizzaga Saber comes out, 68-73. She procs her hate down, but she's the only unit left on the map. Murmur's turn, defense destroyer, double hit, courage proc. Elia, you need a triple kill right now. Paralyzing strike, that's not going to do it. She is in a lot of trouble. Here comes the attack, 533. That puts her down. And Ram 9 with the mixed element. I love it. Murmur, Summer Glassy, Howl at the Heavens Blade. Woo, baby. That team had a lot of HP, was really hard to kill. And I think most importantly right there, the team comp was built like Ram 9's team comp was like well put together. Vega can't do that. Like if you're going to play Vega, and I've been trying to mess with Vega a lot ever since I started playing Squall. You can't have your Vega first turn jumping like that. This dude needs AP. He really needs AP to do good. I mean, and not that that's like unique to him compared to other compared to other physical damage dealers, but his limit break dispels buffs, dispels haste, dispels damage up, does a lot of damage itself, and has that really high chance of inflicting berserk. It's sort of like King Mont. People used to build King Mont and somebody just run in there and drop berserk on the enemy team. Vega is kind of like that, but then can follow it up with both striking, piercing, or with all of striking, piercing, and slash damage. So his strength is in his status effects. He also has a little paralyzed mixed in there. His status effects plus his mixed damage types. He needed to be able to bells something first turn, get his AP to that like 70 to 80%, 70 to 80 mark, then start doing damage to the other team. And by the way, like I know that was on 2 times speed. I really don't mind that. Like if it accidentally goes to 2 times speed, I can handle cast.
Those are the rules. No 2 times speed. If you're in a tournament and you're listening to me, turn off 2 times speed. Those are the rules.
There we go.
That's your first warning. So we've seen a lot of lightning teams so far and no
Squall. I'm not shocked. Squall got a huge buff, though, when the Trials of Reckoning came out. That was huge. That Trials of Reckoning item is made for him. It is tailor-made for him. He is a good unit. I think he's better than Vega. Unless Vega lands his status effects. Then I think, but Squall would have done better than Vega right there. That's what I'm saying. Okay. Anyway, I'm actually really happy to see the mixed element team win. I do think Summer Glassy is a really fun unit. Howl at the Heavens Blade, like I said, I want to see as much of him as I can. And then let's talk about Murmur for a minute. We did get to see a Murmur there as the cost element enabler, because that was 200 cost units plus a Murmur. So she kept using a move called Defense Destroyer. That is her defense or her resistance break upgraded. It does a defense and spirit debuff. I know it's called Defense Destroyer, but it actually debuffs spirit harder than it debuffs defense. So it's like all your defenses are destroyed, I suppose. It knocks off re-raise, does a decent amount of damage. It's piercing magic damage. Really good move, right? Like you have Adelard who also likes to use his version of that move. It's powerful. If you play with Dialdo will use his Reg Mage sub resistance break move all the time. Underrated move. People who like don't know about how powerful that is. There, you just got to see it. Murmur contributed greatly to that fight. Okay.
All right, we got a room number here. Let's dive on in.
Let's do it. So Ram 9 up 1-0.
Yes.
If he wins it, like, okay, here's my question, Justin. If you're Ram 9, you just ran that team out there, and I mean, it dominated. It dominated. Do you just run it again and say there's not an element that counters my team? So I feel pretty safe to just let it ride. That's what I would do.
Yeah, I would say so. You know, what's interesting is that Elia, she never really put the damage down that you would sort of expect during that last match, I noticed.
Nope. She also ran out of AP early as well. She was auto attacking at the end. She never got to hit. I don't think she ever got to hit Murmur, did she?
Don't think so. At the end, she did an
Yeah.
AoE and it didn't quite hit her.
Yeah. Okay, so Ram 9 is going to... It's the same team comps, but the critical difference here is Sai moved his team to the other side of the map. So here's what we need to see from this team this time. Vega needs AP restore and then needs to catch some like big time quicken or something from the Phoebe. Like enable him to run in there and drop status effects on the enemy team. It would be very unfortunate if the only status effect he dropped was on the tank. Like you wouldn't want to see that. But he does get to buff. He gets his re-raise online. Now Murmur can knock that off, but he's at 76 AP when this fight starting instead of what he was last time. Water resist debuff, unit attack resist buff. The water resist will help against at least the tank. Dragon's Bloodline comes out, so Charm Stop Berserk nullified. Look at that from Ram. He says, you will not be berserking me with your Vega. I'm going to have my Murmur drop a Berserk resistance buff. That is some high level play from Ram 9, who's somebody, like, again, Ram 9, somebody who I've seen around a lot, somebody who I know is a good player, showing his skill right there, even in auto. Like, I think people think there's a lot more skill in manual, and like, maybe that's true, maybe it's not. But this limit break would have almost definitely berserked Glassy, but now she can't be berserked. She's immune to it. So we'll just get the damage. Now, it will still do respectable damage, 2376. I mean, respectable, but like, Glassy very good against slashing, not enough slash resist pin maybe on the Vega right there. Haste does come out for Elia, so Elia is going to be the hope. There's the slash attack resist, magic attack resist, and counterpoise buff onto Howlett. It's going to be Elia's turn. She's got 125 AP, so more than enough to do whatever she wants. She steps forward, stag impact onto both units. Decent damage, but like you were saying, Justin, is that the kind of damage we're expecting from an Elia? Absolutely not. Absolutely not. The Glassy has taken hits from both the lightning carries and has not gotten her heal proc. Now it'll proc here. Like this will be the heal proc. Auto cure procs from Howlett, which is big. That team's full health. That team is full HP. We're going to get a big elemental chain right here from the Elia. Here's a question I have. Now watch. This fight could change right here. If what's coming out from Phoebe is a quicken onto Elia, we're going to see big damage. It is a quicken. So Elia gets another turn. She's going to be able to double down. She's chaining with herself and elemental chaining with Vega right here. This could be huge damage. It is, but not huge enough. It's close, but just not there. Not a lot of healing on Ram's team. Murmur can heal, but I think she's got a DPS AI, if I remember correctly. So I believe she'll go in and look for the damage. Howlett will definitely be looking for the damage. He's thinking about what to do. Might be a limit break right here. Yeah, we are going to see the limit break. So very cool. Look at skill right here. Reminds me of anime. You know, which isn't surprising, you know, but I always feel like it's an anime limit break when I see it. Vega takes 9,000 damage from that, barely lives. Glassy's going to look to finish him off with Wolven Claws. Re-raise removal right there does knock him low. Phoebe's turn. She steps forward, does nothing. Vega gets an auto attack. There's the quicken from Phoebe. Now, it's a little bit desynced. You're not seeing the exact same effectiveness of the last one. Murmur's dead. Howlett counterattacks, and Courage is procced from the Glassy. Now, okay, I want to point out something that just happened right there. When Elia had her Courage proc, she had hate, or not her Courage proc, but when she took damage, she had aggro down. That saved her big time right there, because Howlett went for the Phoebe instead of killing the Elia. So Elia is still alive and gets to keep attacking the enemy team. She will kill the Glassy, does not land a status effect on Howlett, whose auto cure procs again. He has healed himself for something like 12,000 HP in this fight with just auto cure. And you see the effectiveness of a unit that can be pretty tanky and heal themselves with reaction abilities. Needed to see a little bit more, maybe like reaction ability block rate from the Elia. Slowing slash comes out. She is slowed with her courage proc, and this will be it. He's going to win it right here unless she has an 8,700 counterattack upper sleeve, which there's no way that she does. Howlett's going to look to end it. Sonic counter comes out for 1367, but slowing slash 4600 Ram 9s. Howlett Glassy team. It was closer that time, but GG. That is a team I did not expect to see. It's a very different team, definitely showcasing some other units. Definitely also running good ruins, good vision cards, all of the above. You'll love to see it. That was very exciting.
Very well done. I believe that was Ram 9's second victory.
Yes, that's it. That is Ram 9 is now moving into the semifinals to fight the winner of our last quarterfinal match. Now, I'm going to look up some vision cards while you get things set up for a second, Justin. But I want to talk about exactly what kind of VCs Ram might have been running. Because I expect, like, if we look at... I'm sorry, I got to pull up a lot of information right here. This is not a unit I was expecting to talk about with Howlett. So let's search him up. Howlett the Heaven's Blade works off of Sword Red Mage. Now, when we were talking before the stream, you mentioned that there was a lot of good vision cards for Strike, and I said, yeah, also Red Mage, but Red Mage just not something you see as much of. Well. Howlett the Heaven's Blade making a case for Sword Red Mage vision cards to be, I don't know, he was good right there. He was good. Yeah. Okay, we do have player previews for the next match. We've got the JDJ from the USA. Favorite character, Amnelis, but showing off the husband, Jaden, in the picture. Shout out to my ultimate in guildies. You make the game better. I agree, man. Having a good guild, a good community to play the game with makes a huge difference. So good shout out, JDJ, and representing the USA. So the USA does get a player today in the tourney.
USA.
That's right. And then we get Miley. Wait, did I say that right? Is that an E or a C?
It's not a C, it's an E, yes.
Okay, so is it Miley? I'm going to go with Miley. From France, Miley. Favorite character, Raldor. There is no happiness without tears. I feel like I have been happy without crying once, but when I'm the most happy, I probably do cry. Showing King Mont. Favorite character, Raldor. Fire and fire. Maybe we get to see some fire teams right here from Miley.
This is actually interesting.
Yeah, I don't know. Okay. Sword Red Mage cards. So Seaside Showdown is a Sword Red Mage cards with 24. Oh, well, okay, wait, hold on a second. We're into the fight. I could do my, prognosticating about Sword Red Mage here in a little while. But we have Little Leela the Hoods here facing off against each other, but definitely with different teams. Miley running a very physical-oriented team, 3,700 to 1,300 magic, and JDJ running a more magic-based team with almost 3K magic, but still a little bit of attack in there at 2,274. We have not seen a Sephiroth yet today, so maybe we get to see a little Sephiroth here, or we just see a bunch more Strike. We'll see.
But not a Squall.
We
live in a world where we saw a slime, but no Squall.
No way. No Squall this time. So I'm trying to think. We have what? USA versus France right here. Is there a traditional sport where USA and France are rivals? Not sure. Okay. JDJ is pulling out a traditional dark team right here. So Sephiroth, Halloween, Lucia, and Leela. This was the team for a while. It is very good cost limited. Halloween Lucia is a beast of a 70 cost unit versus the Strike duo from Lightning and then Little Leela the Hood again. Spell of Fortification comes out from Leela, give her that defense and that physical shield with the AoE resist, an insanely good buff. And then here's Al at 14.3k HP, giving himself defense and protect heading in there. That defense and protect will not do him any good against the Toad Mage over here in Halloween Lucia, but we'll see how that plays out. Meanwhile, Little Leela the Hood Dragoon's Pride, really interesting buff right there from Myali, given that movement and haste to his tank. Sephiroth gives himself his shield and his AP auto restore. Elia the Alabaster going to get a second turn of buffing, which you like to see. That gives her the opportunity to put that haste on, and you have a lot of haste on this map right now. 3 out of the 6 units are hasted. Here comes the Limit Break, Arcane Assimilation from Halloween Lucia, going to be targeting just the tank right here. Very good against physical, but still takes 5,000 damage. From that, the Arcane Shot follow-up attack, which is the, it's just devastating. I want to mention here, Lucia stood next to the tank. She has a chance of getting silenced. Silencing spell comes out. It does silence all 3 members, which means the Halloween Lucia just took a huge nerf for this fight. She is basically out of spells for a while. Boulder Blockade comes out, does a little bit of damage, pops the shield from Lucia, which is a big deal. But here comes Sephiroth. We'll see what Sephiroth could do right here. Hell's Gate does kill the enemy tank. So the first blood of the match goes to the Dark Team. JDJ on the board. But JDJ's mages in Leela and Lucia are auto attackers now versus 2 meta strike units. And we're going to get Historia coming out here, right here from Elia the Alabaster. Her Limit Break, gonna do big damage. You gotta think, yeah, big damage. Leela or Lucia down, Leela low, and it's a 2v2. But Sephiroth is one of the 2, and Sephiroth is a very capable, 2v2 kind of unit right here. The counterattack punch hurts him a lot, but he's gonna go Octo Slash, drop his Limit Break, get that mixed into things here. Pretty decent damage coming across, I would think. It's gonna do, yeah, Courage Remove and 5k DPS. You're not going to hate that, but the haste on Elia will give her another turn, and she might not have to move. Stag Impact, she's going to get to stand still. That kills the tank. She doesn't move. She does move. Okay, that she'll still lap him. This is over. Like, Sephiroth needs to preemptive counter kill both of them. He does not preemptive counter at all. He gets killed by Alphonse, and Myali picks up the first win of the game. GG, the Dark Team falls to the Strike Team. Not surprised, but that silence played a big role. Silencing both mages on the Dark Team, nice. Silencing spell been one of the better moves of the day. Am I right?
Yeah, it started off really strong.
Yeah. Okay. Now let's see here. Okay, I'm pulling up. I'm like cycling through some Sword Red Mage cards because one of the things you are always looking to do, like if you're building a modern day PvP team in this game, in War of the Vision or Final Fantasy Brave EXVIUS War of the Visions, one of the things you're looking to do, and gosh, if I can't find the card I'm looking for here, I'm gonna be upset. You're looking to stack both single target resist and AoE resist. One nice thing about job-based, let me say this right, job-based vision card teams is you can find, if you can stack the units correctly, you have vision cards like Seaside Showdown, which give that resist, right? So Seaside Showdown is a red mage vision card that gives 24 AoE resist, but it also gives other things like acquired AP up, debuff effect weakening. So those job-based vision cards, you sacrifice some of the flexibility of the card, but in return, you gain a lot of buffs. And I think that's what we saw from the Sword Red Mage team. And if I can find the single target resist version of that. Does Red Mage have a single target resist card? I feel like they do, but maybe I'm wrong. Anyway, I'm sure they worked in both because that team was incredibly hard to kill. And maybe I'm just mistaken right there. I'm sorry. I was not prepared to talk about that before the stream started. So anyway.
We're jumping into the second match right now.
Good. Saved by the bell. Maybe chat can fill me in. Now, JDJ is going to the bench and potentially going with a fire team against Myali. So we talked about favorite unit. Raldor is a striking unit. I would not have thrown Raldor into the current like strike meta conversation, but I do think he's better than not showing up at all. I do think Raldor has a place in the game right now. This is a heavily magic-based team from JDJ, though. Only 1,500 attack. He did show a picture of King Mott when talking, when his like player profile was on the screen. So maybe we see a King Mott and a mage in there, potentially a soul to counter whatever Myali is bringing. Meanwhile, Myali bringing out the Leela again. We'll see. This is the part. This is the part where like both players are ready and we're waiting on the first player to push the go button.
Yes.
And like, yes, Justin and I must now make whale noises.
I'm not doing.
You're not doing it. You know, luckily when I had to do it, we were on a slide. Not our faces weren't on the screen, which definitely boosted my courage for making the whale noise. There we go.
Do it.
Saved again as we load into nothing. Wrong
I wanted
button.
you to make the noise.
Oh, no. We got a fight to talk about here. So, my ally does run back the strike team right here versus the mono fire team. We do get to see King Mont for the first time today. I'm curious to see how Mont will fare against this, like, strike meta that exists right now. You might get to see a Berserk come out from Mont. Mont, the original Berserk limit break. Game-changing LB for sure. Veil of Truth comes out for the Soul. Soul very good against strike. Unable to buff Mont right there. So this could be a little bit of a misplay from JDJ. Naya might have needed to be where she was in order to get her buffs online, but it also could be a little bit of an unprepared for pivot from JDJ. You want Soul casting that buff that he started this fight off on Mont, because Mont would have got 35 strike resist from that buff. Instead, Soul only hit himself. Now, Mont does land the disable on Leela, so that's huge because Leela silencing Soul would have basically ended this fight. But no, the non-strike resist Mont just took 8,000 damage from Elia the Alabaster. He does have a healer backing him up, like Naya is here to provide that support. We're going to get to see Soul's limit break for about the 5th time today. It does look really cool, and it's very Halloween-y. You know, we were at the Halloween part of the game. We got the skull breathing 74,000 damage and poison onto the enemy. Remember, kids, check your candy if you go trick-or-treating. It might be a soul in there. It could be a little poison in there. Anyway, I tried to tie it. I don't know how good that tie-in was. Let's continue with the fight. Okay, Alphonse's turn. He's poisoned, because of the candy, and he's going to step forward and look to do some damage to Mont. So Stone Enclosure coming out right here. 677 on the first hit. Definitely not Elia the Alabaster levels of damage, but has built a chain. Unfortunately for him, Mont will get a turn before Elia has a chance to chain on that. Mont with only 27 AP, unable to go for any sort of Berserk, will look for another disable, does not find it, and Elia will hit him for 7,000 damage this time, CT down as well. Naya safely in the back line, channeling a spell, and it's Soul's turn. Soul's going to look to do some damage right here. That Alphonse is probably not long for this world. It's just, can he find Elia as well? He can, and he finds good damage onto her as well. So Al is gone. There's silence onto the Leela. The heal comes through onto Mont. Another heal comes through onto Mont. This Mont is full HP times 5. Leela still unable to do anything. It's Elia versus the world. And although it's Elia versus the world, who might be the unit you want in that situation, I don't like her odds. The strike cover comes out, does not proc the shield on Soul. Soul drops his damage. Elia dies to that. And now it is a silenced little Leela versus 3. I would bet my life savings on not little Leela right here. Momentum comes out from Mont. Give himself that haste and reaction block rate just in case. Leela will have her last turn silenced at least. She is now no longer silenced, but she's also no longer alive after a couple more turns. Mont gonna use the stun blade. It does not stun her, so she dodges that status effect. Naya, not known for damage, steps forward, begins channeling a spell. It's probably like a reflector regenerate. Won't matter because Leela dies first, and JDJ switches to the fire team, and the fire team looking good. Soul looking real good. And Mont was tanky. Naya supported 1-1. We have a game 3.
Yes, finally.
Yes.
Just a little FYI, we are going to be going to a break after this next match. Good time to get some snacks or water, pet your cats.
Yes.
Sit in front of the fan like I'll probably do because I'm dying.
So I'll give you a story about some cats, Justin, while we're waiting for the next match. All right. So we're moving into this house. We just moved in. Yes, last night was our first night here. Today we moved our cats over. We have 2 cats. All right. So we made a special room for them, like, in a, kind of one of those side rooms that houses have. We put their litter boxes in there, their cat food, all of that. We load one of the cats into the cat carrier, drive him to the house. Not a very far drive. The cat peed on himself all over.
Oh, really?
Ran out of the cat carrier and spread that all around the room. I was like, awesome.
Do
Thank
cats
you so
not
much.
like being in the car?
They hate being in the car. Like
really?
cat carriers. Oh man, when they see the cat carriers, they freak out. And this dude freaked out that much.
That's
so that was a really
interesting.
fun thing to do this afternoon.
Huh. That's interesting. My cats, on the other hand, love being in the car. If I go to drive-through, like at a restaurant or something like that, I'll have the cat with me. They'll walk around in the car and they'll sit on my lap when I'm going through drive-through, and then the people will be like, "Is that a cat?" I'll be like, "Yeah."
Dude, I needed to trade my cats for I need to trade my cats for all that stuff because man, that was rough.
Yeah, that doesn't sound fun at all. The keyword will be coming very soon when we take our next break, our first break actually. So stay tuned. We're waiting for the third match to start, and then we'll watch that one, and then we'll take a break right after that, and then the keyword will come.
Get your scrolls. I will be getting mine. Chlorophyll in chat says that their cat pukes when they go in the car.
You know what's funny is when I was at McDonald's not too long ago, and my male cat was in the car with me. They had like a flagpole with like the flag waving, and my cat was like really spooked out by it, looking at it and like growling at it, waving.
Huh.
He was like,
it's like not that uncommon of a thing. Ooh.
Okay, so the room is ready. Let me dive right on in here.
All right. Yeah, car sit cat, not the greatest.
Yeah, that sounds awful to clean out.
Yeah. I mean, at least my cat was in a cat carrier, so you know, nothing got in the car, but all over the cat. Rough day. And washing a cat is not the funnest thing.
I was just gonna say, how do your cats react to a bath?
Very poorly. Very poorly.
I would say my cats are not terrible.
That's amazing. You have well-trained cats.
I just sort of stick them in there and make them face the wall, and they whine a little bit. They don't fight.
Yeah.
Don't freak out.
My cat's huge though. Like I think that might be my cat weighs like 20 pounds. So like he tries to move. Anyway, we've got two players in the game. We got Miley running the Leela. We got JDJ running the Leela. So Leela versus Leela. This could be a throwback to our first match of the day, potentially. The attack magic values look kind of similar. I've forgotten in the last 20 minutes, you know, because I'm old and 20 minutes is a long time to remember something. So it is Soul is in there for JDJ. So JDJ thinks right here, hey, it wasn't necessarily the fire team that won me the last fight, it was the Soul. So I'm going to stick with the Soul. And Miley, just running this lightning team little Leela again, just saying this is what got me here. This is what's going to get me either to the semifinals or sent home. All right, let's see how it plays out. Elias going to go with Dancing Flower Blessing. You know, the buff that's an AoE group buff that has 9 buffs built into one. It's good is what I'm trying to say. So she does that. Now it's Al's turn. Earth Hole comes out, Defense and Protect. Note that one only has 2 effects on it, but it's still a good buff. Okay, here's Leela. She's going to go Dragoon's Pride. So the haste and the move up for Leela. Moving herself into Rage. This is kind of a 2-tank team for JDJ. Alphonse does enough damage that like, no, he's a tank. It's 2 tanks and an Elia. I don't hate that setup at all. Elia can carry by herself, as demonstrated by that Stag Impact, dropping about 7,000 damage on the enemy tank. Now, we're going to get the Chaotic Darkness Limit Break. So Halloween Limit Break comes out right here from non-Halloween unit. This is going to hit all 3 of the enemy team right here. So decent damage. Poison on Elia only, I think, right there. And then it's going to be followed up by the Stag Impact. So knocking all that CT down. Leela dies for Miley, and it's Alphonse's turn. 9,100 HP. He's silenced, but that doesn't matter for him. Boulder Blockade comes out. Decent damage to nobody. Didn't really do much. Now, that will be followed up by Elia. She's poisoned. 2,700 HP is how much HP she has. How much damage will she take from the poison on the back end of this? Let's see. Because it looks like her team is doing okay, but I gotta think, of all the units left in this game, Soul to me has a clear advantage. Now he goes Knight's Blessing. That's that support AI coming in for him, and it really pays off. Knight's Blessing is a great heal and shield applied to the team right there, enhancing his Leela or his Alaya. She just popped off. Now it's 3,800 HP Alphons versus both units. He's gonna go Stalagmite Transfusion, 1282 damage right there. Not gonna be enough. The poison ticks pretty hard. Here's Soul, 149 AP, Glint of Nothingness, 2517. Down goes Al and JDJ with the reverse sweep. And Soul been all over the place tonight. When he has fought Alila, Soul is undefeated if he does not get silenced. When he does get silenced, things turn, things go differently for him. But
Indeed.
JDJ, GG, that's it for the quarterfinals. We only have 4 matches left. So we are about halfway through the stream at this point. We have 2 semifinals, a 3rd place match, and a grand finals still to come tonight.
That is correct. Let's take a look at the bracket. About 1 second.
1. Oh, man, well timed. Oh, and updated live. We just saw JDJ
yeah, I forgot to click the button.
Yep.
But
Okay.
yeah, so here's the bracket, updated bracket. So we will be proceeding into the semifinals, 3rd place, final place, 1st place winner matches after the break. We will have another break after the semifinals, I think. Or no, sorry, after the 3rd place.
So a break before the grand finals. That's good, 'cause that's a best of 5. That one can take a little bit of time.
Indeed. So yeah, we're gonna throw it to a break.
Okay.
Before we do,
Oh, code word.
Yes. Do you know what the code word is? It's on.
I'm
brand.
gonna guess.
Okay, yeah, I want you to guess.
It better not be like trick or treat all run together.
No, it's not like
Is it
that. It's on brand. They're always on brand for the Nations Cup.
Oh, okay. Well, what time zone are we technically in right here?
No, the nation in the game.
Oh, okay. Let's go with ninja as the keyword.
Okay.
I'm guessing. Chat, don't try that. I don't know what it is. Here it comes.
Okay. Yes, here it comes. I was just double checking here. Click on the form, get it ready. The form will be coming through in chat. And the keyword is not ninja.
Oh, I mean, I'm pretty close. It is a version of the word ninja. You got to admit, that was a pretty decent guess.
Yeah. You got 1 letter. N.
Yeah, but I got the definition of the word right.
I don't know. I don't know
You're
enough
not here to
about
translate?
Japanese stuff to know the difference between a shinobi or a ninja. So, oh.
Okay, well, somebody who's Japanese in the chat, tell me how close I was to being correct here.
If
'Cause
they
I feel
were
like
the same, they wouldn't be different words.
Yes, they would.
No, they wouldn't.
Yeah.
There's a difference between
Like-
big and large.
No, but like it's a translation thing.
I don't know. Anyway, we're gonna throw
Like-
to a break. We'll go ask ChatGPT or something. But we're gonna throw to a break, and we will be right back in 10 minutes. So we will see you guys.
The moon and stars are divided by malicious intent. One that will call forth a radiance of destruction upon these lands.
What is that supposed to mean?
I cannot say for certain, my lord. I merely relay what the stars whisper to me.
War of the Visions, Final Fantasy, Brave Exvius.
Are unusual.
Does the prophecy foretell destiny? This is a tale of those who defy their fate. Battle system. The order of action is determined by speed, irrespective of alliance. The turn order of ally and enemy alike is displayed on the left. Units' move and jump values indicate their mobility on the field of battle. Knights and soldiers may not be adept at vertical movement, but their repeated physical attacks are a force to be reckoned with. Dragoons and thieves, on the other hand, can press the advantage on uneven terrain with their physical prowess. Strategize your timing and movements to claim victory. Jobs and abilities. Select from 3 jobs to set as a unit sub-job, thereby augmenting their main job with subcommands. The abilities available in battle will change depending on the sub-job set. Interaction with other players. Friends can lend you their aid on your journey. Hone your skills and prepare for the clashes to come.
Can I hold still? Yeah!
Those who rely solely on their eyes will overlook what is of true import. Should one choose to live on, even though one suffers in despair? Or should one seek death to afford one's soul its respite?
War of the Visions, Final Fantasy, Brave Exvius. Now available.
This unbearable, insufferable noise. But it won't be long now. The world we seek will soon be upon us.
I thrive on the silence of the darkness's sweet embrace. I suppose you can call me the Dark Witch lurking in the deep abyss.
Don't be like that, Rafi.
Finding someone in this crowded place is like finding a needle in a haystack.
What? You mean they tricked us?
They're the ones who are meant to be our foes.
O endless void, awaken.
It's our duty, okay? Don't interfere. The dark craving for blood and destruction that rests in my accursed left hand. I grow unable to restrain it. Yes. Talk about stylish.
The moon and stars are divided by malicious intent. One that will call forth a radiance of destruction upon these lands.
What is that supposed to mean?
I cannot say for certain, my lord. I merely relay what the stars whisper to me.
War of the Visions, Final Fantasy, Brave Exvius.
Are unusual.
Does the prophecy foretell destiny? This is a tale of those who defy their fate. Battle system. The order of action is determined by speed, irrespective of alliance. The turn order of ally and enemy alike is displayed on the left. Units' move and jump values indicate their mobility on the field of battle. Knights and soldiers may not be adept at vertical movement, but their repeated physical attacks are a force to be reckoned with. Dragoons and thieves, on the other hand, can press the advantage on uneven terrain with their physical prowess. Strategize your timing and movements to claim victory. Jobs and abilities. Select from 3 jobs to set as a unit sub-job, thereby augmenting their main job with subcommands. The abilities available in battle will change depending on the sub-job set. Interaction with other players. Friends can lend you their aid on your journey. Hone your skills and prepare for the clashes to come.
I hold still! Yeah!
Those who rely solely on their eyes will overlook what is of true import. Should one choose to live on, even...
All right, hello everybody. We are back with the War of the Visions Final Fantasy Brave Exvius Championship 2023, the Saiga Cup. We will be diving into the semifinals here in just a moment. We've already had our quarterfinals qualifiers already happen. These players have proceeded into the semifinals, which they will be battling it out to get into the grand finals in the 3rd place match, I suppose. So yeah, we'll be taking a look here very soon. It's going to be Kells versus Auronnj. Look at the bracket.
So exactly four more matches left, no matter how it plays out. Yeah. I don't know. I feel like Ram has been the strongest player so far. I'm predicting Ram to 1st place. That Howlett team was just clever, and I think if you could just get away with playing that over and over again, you might even have another team up your sleeve, maybe, potentially.
So, do you think we're going to see any more surprises this match? This tournament, I mean.
I mean, it's been a lot of Soul and Alaya, which is not surprising at all. We've seen a little bit of Bradley. We saw an Earth team that did good. Like, the Earth team was fine. They went in there, did its thing, won. I wouldn't be surprised to see a little bit more of that. The biggest surprise, did not expect to see a Wind team. Well, we did see a Wind team. That was the match that we have no idea how it worked out because everybody's AI kind of fell to pieces. But Soul and Strike have been the 2 things. Silence has been a big deal. I don't think we see many more surprises today, unless somebody just has like a pocket pick that they are saving for now. But in an elimination tournament, you usually don't save things. If your back's ever against the wall, you usually go ahead and take your best shot then. So we'll see.
All right, so we'll be diving in here. We've got a room number. I slurred that together. We have a room.
Let's do it.
Type it in.
Leela versus Leela. That's my guess right here. Leela and Leela. You did want to see Leela today, Justin.
Yeah, real.
But I don't
Leela.
think you meant. Yeah, real Leela, as in Halloween Leela.
Yes.
Yes.
You are completely wrong.
Oh well, I mean, I'm wrong, but like, are we surprised? It could still be Leela versus Leela. Like, we might still see that. I feel like, okay, here's the thing with Leela in this. Leela is your safety against Soul, or at least that's what it feels like to me. If you're going to run a strike team, Soul can ruin your day. Just put Leela in there, hope that she lives long enough to silence him. I feel like that's the play. That's probably the strongest team that we've seen so far. Kach, nice on the fly editing, actually, right there. Good job. I don't know if anybody
did that
noticed.
pop up?
Yeah. Okay. Here we
The
go.
names are backwards
So,
for some reason. I don't know why.
okay, both players running Leela Ed. So the Leela Ed team, you know, that is there. But on one hand we have Leela, on the other hand we have Kadia. So I guess the difference here is just the limited cost unit. Now, we don't know what vision cards, espers, builds, things like that we're leaning into here. So that will obviously play a factor as well as placing, you know, what buffs you leave on and off, and so on. Dark Earth Veil comes out. That will only protect against Leela's damage. So not a super effective buff coming out there from Kadia. I feel like, okay, given a choice, I would take Leela over Kadia. I just don't know that Kadia is providing that same level of even utility that Leela's providing, at least not with the way the game currently is right now, with your biggest counter to your strike team being Soul. Still, maybe Kells is the one player in the global version of this game that does not have Leela at level 140. Maybe it's the only one. It's possible. Okay, we're going to get the Protect and AP Restore buff online from Ed as he moves into Elia's range. Stag Impact comes out. Decent damage, 4,300. Knocks his CT down a little bit right there. So that's good. Ed versus Ed, we're going to see Transmutation for 3,022. Also, the debuff comes through. And then Stag Impact onto the whole team. Now, Leela barely took any damage right there. And now we get to see, can Kadia do some healing for us? I don't know. Silencing spell comes out. Elia is silenced. That doesn't matter. Kadia's spell is going to be Curative Prayer. So Ed back to full HP. And maybe I'm wrong about the Kadia versus Leela thing. I feel, though, like it's more on the fact that Ed and Elia have just teed off on the... Like, Kachung's Ed and Elia are just over here popping off against the enemy. Still, Kells' Ed and Elia will get a chance. Wall Breaker comes through. Good damage. Pops the Courage on the Elia, which is very important. Now, counterattack could ruin it. No counterattack. It's over. Actually, you know what? Kells wins. It's just like that. Like, Kells is behind, and then Ed and Elia get a turn, and it's over, and everybody's dead. GG.
Kells, if you're watching, turn it to 1.5 times speed.
Yeah. I didn't even notice.
Yo, you didn't? No, it's very obvious.
Oh,
What's
really?
crazy is if we started watching this... Okay, so you know how everybody started playing the game, right? And then at some point, everybody's joined like a lobby that's been at 1 time speed.
Yes. Oh
there's
my gosh.
no way.
One-time
There's no
speed.
way 1 time speed is like a normal game. Like, it's slower than an average game, right?
So, okay, I have a theory on this. Now, this theory goes down some rabbit holes. And I want to be very clear that no one has ever confirmed or denied any of this. But Final Fantasy Brave Exvius War of the Visions is a tactical RPG. Previous tactical RPGs in the Final Fantasy franchise is Final Fantasy Tactics, right? Like, so far, I'm not down a rabbit hole very far. But
right, you're stating very obvious facts.
Yes, just stating obvious facts. That game was very slow and very PvE. And I wonder if the PvP, like how successful PvP in War of the Visions has become, wasn't surprising to some people. And like, if you're playing a PvE game, the slowness sometimes doesn't matter because you're playing at your own speed. There's very, like, War of the Visions has very beautiful animations, very good character design. Like, when you're just playing this game leisurely, it's fun to watch the limit break animations and the spell animations and the buffs. Like, all of that looks really good. In a PvP match, like when you're trying to climb a ladder, you're like, next,
right.
next. And the amount of farming, I think, also, like, you need 2x speed. You need 3x speed, honestly, for farming. Like, 2x is good enough, but the fact that we used to play this game on 1x speed, but we only played a couple fights on 1x speed. because we got 1.5 very early, even if you were an OG player. Nowadays, you start the game with 1.5 and you get 2x like very quickly.
Yep.
Yeah, which is good. Because I will agree that these days 2x speed feels like the standard.
It does.
And then 3x just feels nice for PvE farming.
But you know, we're here. We're watching PvP. We don't want it to be one and done. Otherwise, we could just get a text readout of what happened. That's not part of the fun. The fun is this spectating and seeing what's happening at somewhat comprehensible speeds. So officially, we have warned Kells, has received an official warning about breaking the rules.
Imagine getting DQ'd because you played it.
Yes, so he has received an official warning here. We're going to see probably 1.5 times speed you're going for.
Wow, watch he puts it at 1. Trolls hard. Okay.
That's not technically against the rule. Well, I guess it is because it says 1.5 times, not 2. Anyway.
Yeah. Okay, Luciano makes a point in chat. He said old games had a different pacing. We used to have time to play games back then. True.
Okay, listen, somebody out there on YouTube, make a comparison of like an old RPG game, the tactics, compared to War Divisions at 1 time speed. Because there's no way that War Divisions at 1 time speed is like how we used to play it sitting in our bedroom.
Oh, hold on, Justin. Do you remember the like global version of Final Fantasy Tactics back in the day? Like the text played at 0.25 times speed. Like, remember you'd load it to a cutscene of that game and it would be like next line, and it's like watching a typewriter type. Like it was painful.
I do remember some games like that.
Yeah.
Also having like it speeded up, like a setting.
Okay, so here we go. Kells goes to the bench, pulls out the Halloween Lucio. We have seen Halloween Lucio 1 time, and he basically 1v3. Like, yes, he had Bradley on his team, but Bradley spent most of that fight dead. We also had Murmur on the team, which actually did pretty good, but it was all about Lucio dodging and putting out big damage. Now this is a very different Lucio team. And okay, now let's see here. Kachung has gone with a soul, a little bit of a strike counter switch up right here. And I think Kells big brained this because Kells went to a slashing base team. Sorrel, a cost limited unit I did not expect to see today. Like a year and a half ago, Sorrel was like the best cost limited DPS unit that we had. You're like, man, she does a lot of damage for cost, for this like free MR, stuff like that. But nowadays you don't see her as much. Here she is alongside her axe brother, the vampire, Halloween Lucio. Okay, fire resist buff comes through. Okay, that's going to work against Soul. How will they do against Elia Little Leela though? Soul, okay, maybe Soul's not against Strike. This is the first time today I believe we've seen Soul not against Strike. It's not like he can only do damage to striking units. I feel like I need to make that point. Like, Soul can hit units that are not strike units, and he can do it just fine. Vega with 88 AP is going to be able to get up to what? After Jealous Wrathcast, he's going to be at 120. So this Vega could find a very big Berserk or something here, especially if everybody groups. Now, Berserk is not a long-range big AoE. It's one of those, like, triangle-shaped AoEs that's based on the unit that like funnels outward. You guys know what I'm talking about. Like it's a upside-down triangle AoE. Here's Elia moving in. She's gonna go stag impact. That hit. Now it didn't do any damage because he has his shield, so it did less than 7,500 damage. But Elia 1 for 0 on doing damage, but she might take this Berserk. She is in range for Vega. This is what I was talking about with Vega. He lands no Berserk on Elia. He does debuff her completely, but the Berserk only lands on Leela, so that's a very big deal. Dispel Slam absolutely puts her down. So 1 kill for Lucio on the board. Soul's going to move forward. He's going to look to Thunderflash Accelerate. He's out of range, I get, but the haste is nice, and Vega can no longer dispel that with his Limit Break. Elia finds all 3 with Stag Impact. It is It did damage to Lucio again, but still is yet to break through his shield. Big damage right there from Sorrel. 4,800 from the MR unit and knocks the courage off. So Elia the Alabaster in the danger zone. A little damage coming out there from Soul. I said he can hit other units, but apparently he didn't hit him very hard right there. Okay, Lucio's turn. 118 AP with Regenerate online. He's going to use his limit break again. So King of the Dead, second time today we've seen this. He's pulling out the Halloween, the Halloween looking triple slash right there. It did nothing. So Soul Shield absorbed that. Devastation Rend, that got through the shield and did 1,600 damage. So Soul's shield is down. Stag Impact comes out again, and now Lucio's shield is down. This Lucio has yet to dodge anything in this fight. He's taken all 3 of Elia's hits that she tried to hit him with, but now she's dead. It's Soul versus 3, but it's Soul's turn, and Vega is very low. Casting time could be an issue, but not if you're using the limit break. So here comes Chaotic Darkness. One thing I always hate about playing mages is when it's 1v3 and they're low and you think you got a chance to kill them, and then they like cast time themselves to death. Anyway, he double kills it. So it's a 1v1. It is Halloween Lucio versus Soul. 74 AP for Lucio. Sleeper Sweep comes out, does not put Soul to sleep. I feel like that feels rare because Soul's probably running 97 Faith. Maybe you don't have the 97 Faith on the Lucio, and that's the difference right here. Sleeper Sweep comes out again, once again trying to land the sleep. This time, no sleep. Soul's still alive. 129 AP. Can he kill him? Glint of Nothingness, 1710. 2 no crits in a row. Sealing Cleave comes in. GG. Soul goes down, and Kells picks up the win. Okay. Now, Justin, once again, I'm old, and the first fight was 10 minutes ago. Did Kells win the first match?
I was actually just wondering that as
well. Well, nobody knows.
I think Kells won the first.
You think so? Okay. I would check the Chinese live stream, but I don't speak Chinese. Yep, dang it. Okay. Still, great fight. Very happy to see Vega. And Vega, that was the way Vega's supposed to be played right there. You want him to buff, you want him to walk out, and then find at least a couple of people, not just the tank with that Berserk. Now, it did not Berserk Elia. Like, that didn't happen, but still, that is how you want to see Vega played. It was great to see him actually, show up the way he was supposed to. Yeah, Halloween Lucio, surprisingly tanky. Yep, he is indeed. Okay, I want to look at a thing on Soul right here. I was very surprised that Soul was not put to sleep. He does not have any sort of like sleep resistance, and you got to assume he's 97 Faith, right? Like, you're not playing Soul at 50 Faith or something. I am shocked that neither of those sleeps landed. It didn't end up mattering, and Kells, it looks like Kells did indeed get the 2-0 win right there. So good. I need to actually like remember to keep track of that. Yeah, so interesting. Now, Elia, on the other hand, she dodged the Berserk. I wonder if Elia, because most of the time, limit breaks with status effects tend to land. Now, Elia does not have Berserk resist innately. So a little bit of unluckiness there for Kells, in my opinion, but still picking up the win. Didn't matter. Halloween Lucio looks good. Chat's asking, Arcblazer in chat's asking if the Axe meta is incoming. Doubtful, but Halloween Lucio has some, he has some vision cards coming for him in the future, and has some very powerful Earth friends that he can run with. What cards does Axe have? I'm gonna take a look at that. Axe, there we go. Boom. So Jaden's card, husband Jaden's card, there's 16 AoE resist on that one with slash resist and acquired AP. That feels pretty good. You have Lightning Kitty Coral with the single target resist, magic resist reaction block. So there's a powerful little duo right there of job-based cards for axes. You also have Yuffie's card, which gives critical damage, acquired AP, and evasion. That's important for Halloween Lucio. If you have Gears of a New Fate, which was the Final Fantasy VII Remake vision card, that can add a job-based card to Halloween Lucio that gives him the 20 evasion that his card does not give him. So that's, and it gives acquired AP and critical damage, which are good, really good other buffs. Luarth's card, we're just seeing if the axe meta is coming. Luarth's card's critical rate, missile attack, magic resist, not as great as the other ones. You do have the fearsome foe appears with slash resist, magic attack, an agility card, 15 agility. So there we go, with slash resistance on it. There's an agility card for the axe jobs. Wish on a winter night. I'm just over here just talking about stuff while we're waiting for the next room to load. Human killer, physical dex, pierce resist. The human killer's good. And then Halloween Lucius card. Not Halloween Lucio, Halloween Lucia. Human killer magic attack. You probably don't love that, but strike resist, single target resist. Hey, there we go. So that's pretty dang powerful right now.
Any predictions for what we're going to see?
Boy, I'd love to see some more Halloween Lucio. I'd love it.
What's nice is he says 70 costs. The Halloween has sort of... Halloween has had more 70 costs than any others.
3 of them, right?
Yeah.
All of them have been really... I would say the 70 cost Halloween units are better than the other ones.
Fred never got any love.
Nah, Fred... Although, you know what? You could run Fred with Lucio. Probably not in like this format right here. The best thing about the 70 cost Halloween unit right now, or the 70 cost units in general, is just the banners are great. Okay. But let's talk about our next match. Now, Ram 9 looks like he's going to run his Howlet team again. So get ready for that. JDJ showing Leela and showing a balance between attack and magic. So we have not seen Ram 9's Howlet team lose yet. And it's so different that I doubt anybody prepped for this. Like, these players tend to prep with their guildmates, and we'll talk to the winners at the end and kind of ask them how they got ready. But I bet you weren't prepping for Ram 9's team comps, but Ram 9 switched just to a Ferris team. So it's actually a water team with a murmur on it right here. Ferris providing that, you know, that AoE healing for Glassy as they roll in together. It's a death ball kind of squad. Let's see how this fares against JDJ's dark team. So it's Halloween Lucia, Little Leela, and Sephiroth. This feels like a fight that we would have seen... what, like 3 months ago, something like that. This is definitely a fight that I've played. I played the water version of this comp minus Murmur. I was playing something like Dia or something else like that, but I played against a lot of Sephiroth, Leela, like cost limited teams with this kind of comp. So this feels a little old school to me. Ferris is good. I think Ferris gets a little bit of a bad rep because, look, she's like a new water unit that came out when a whole lot of like really good new lightning units are coming out, and that's unlucky. But Ferris can do a lot for your team. Let's see what she can do here. Glassy moves into range, does a little bit of damage. She's going to get the limit break from Halloween Lucia right here. Not a ton of damage, but the follow-up attack is enabled now. And that follow-up attack, I'm telling you, man, that thing drives me crazy. Murmur is channeling a spell, so some kind of buff coming out for Murmur, or a damage spell. Sephiroth jumps in, does decent damage to both. Glassy, Summer Glassy, very effective versus Slash. Her heal proc, so she's back up to full HP. It's her turn. She's looking, she's going to go Woven Claws. It didn't do a ton of damage, but crucially, it will chain with whatever Ferris does. So this will be a 1 slash and water chain coming out right here for Storm on the high seas. We're going to see this little bit, like lots of big water bubbles on the screen. And it does 6,000 damage, which kills Leela. Sephiroth down fairly low. Fast cast is what comes in. So haste given to Ferris. I like that a lot. And notice with that haste, as Glassy turns into a frog, we do now get to see Ferris lap Sephiroth. So she'll get to chain with herself a little bit right here. Pirate Raid, big chaining, not quite enough to kill him. And the roar comes out. So a buff for Murmur instead of the heal. Murmur's going to step up. Beachside Rejuvenation on the frog. Frog's back to fit full HP. Sephiroth is Sephiroth. Look, man, down south, they eat frogs, but he says not going for the frog. I'm going for the back line. He's targeting Murmur. He's targeting Ferris. He's dealing decent. I'm sorry, he targeted Murmur and Glassy. Interesting. Frog hits him for 632 using Frog's only move, jump at people, and he jumped at Sephiroth, splashed him on the armor. Yeah, clean that water off. It might rest. Sephiroth dies, though, before he can really worry about the rest, and there's the heal. Sildra's Roar comes out, and man, oh man, this water duo looking good. Still, Lucia exists. Lucia will kill Murmur, so it's a 2v1 now. Arcane Shot follow-up attack comes through, hits the Frog for 2,000, hits Ferris for 2,000. Frog's turn, blocked. Frog jumps straight into a force field. Feels bad, Frog, but better than a car. Okay, Demon Purger comes out, breaks through the shield, 438 damage. No more shield on Lucia, but, and, wait, Refrog? Wait for it. No Refrog. Frog is off, so Sure Thing comes in. 2393. Lucia shields down. She's taking damage. Ferris out of AP, but I think Lucia's out of AP too. If Lucia's out of AP, her auto attack's not going to do as much as like her spells would do, obviously. We'll have to see. Ferris only went back up to 13 after that attack. Lucia does have 13 AP, and she's going to channel a spell. We're going to get... Oh, she got charmed? Wait a second right here. Glassy going with that utility charm. It's immediately going to get broken, unfortunately, by the Wave Cutter. I don't know if it's fortunate or unfortunate. It doesn't really matter. Wave Cutter comes through, breaks the charm. Another channel comes out. This channel is going to be able to finish, except that she gets killed. The charm broke the channel, which was a big deal, I guess. Ram 9 wins, again, representing with the Summer Glassy. Summer Glassy, big deal a few months ago. Hey, it's fall now, but Summer Glassy's still in season. That was actually very well done. Glassy, Ferris. There you go. Not sure how they would have done against a strike team, but they did good against that dark team.
I feel like units this tournament are taking a lot longer to die.
Yeah, I think that I think that about the game in general right now.
Yeah.
I used to describe the earth element as like an element with a like it didn't really have a tank. It does now. It didn't really have like a healer. It does now. But it used to just be these units that like did a lot of damage, kind of didn't die, could like buff each other, stuff like that. And I feel like when Earth picked up a tank and a healer, every other element became Earth as well. Like just became like transcended units, especially reincarnated ones, have like 13,000 HP, even if they're a DPS unit. It's hard to kill them. They take the same amount of damage, but their bar doesn't move as much because they, 6,000 damage, still have 55% of my HP.
All right, so if those eagle-eyed viewers out there were watching, they would have noticed that that match was done at a 2x speed animation, which means, unfortunately, we are issuing another warning to another player. So Ram 9 is just received an official warning, not do it anymore. So, as
How
mentioned,
dare you, Ram 9?
It is paramount to us.
Yes.
As I stated earlier.
I will say, of all the rule violations, at least changing the speed has zero impact on the outcome of the match.
Indeed.
Yeah.
Look, I don't make the rules.
Okay, Ram 9 was my prediction to what?
I said I don't make the rules. I'm just here to enforce them.
Okay. Me neither. I'm not here to make or enforce the rules. I'm just here to make awkward jokes about Halloween candy during the matches. Okay.
Are you in an area where people can go trick-or-treating?
So around here, what we do is around these parts, there's like a couple of neighborhoods that like do trick-or-treating. And so you just take your kids there, and it's like, you know, a block and a half, 2 streets, and you just kind of hit all those houses, and they really go hard with like decorate. It's really cool. But we don't do the old we don't do the like, hey, just randomly go out on the town and walk about and, you know, get candy and stuff. How about you? You guys trick-or-treat in Los Angeles?
So I live in Orange County. Other places that I've lived in an apartment, they have had lots of people show up, but my apartment right now, nobody ever shows up.
Oh, dang. Do you get candy ready just in case?
I had some ready, ended up eating it all myself. Not a single person knocked on it.
Well, at least the consolation prize was you got candy.
There's literally always candy in my house.
Oh, okay. Well then, it's just a normal day.
Especially this time of the year. Like, candy's on sale. Yep, buying it.
Oh yeah. All right. Now here we go. Let's see if Ram 9 was able to put it at 1.5 times speed. Sticking with the same comp. Now, interesting. Staying dark. We are going to see JDJ stay dark, but switches in Roth. Goes double tank Sephiroth. Justin, my prediction for this fight is this. I don't think JDJ has the damage with only Sephiroth as the carry to kill Ferris Galassi. I still think he's got it. Like, I don't, Sephiroth, can he solo carry with 2 tanks? I don't know. I don't like his chances. Now, earlier on the break, Justin mentioned to me, he said, it sounds like there's crickets when I talk. Those are actual crickets. My windows, I don't have air conditioning right now, so my window is open to like let some of the cool night air in, and there are indeed crickets outside.
I don't
so if you hear
them
crickets. Right, I do. I'm happy you don't. So okay, Glassy moves forward, ebb and flow barrier, so 1529, giving herself that 1-hit shield. Roth, 12,000 HP left. She comes in, and that's what I'm talking about right there. Like, Roth doesn't do a ton of damage. Now, she does set up a nice chain for Sephiroth right here for his Hell's Gate, but it only did 3278. Glassy is so effective versus Slash, and man, I don't know. Okay, Glassy's turn, 51 AP. Everybody's kind of grouped up. She's going to be able to hit at least 2 people right here. Goes for both tanks, Wolven Claws. So the tanks doing their job in the fact that they are tanking. Leela steps back, drops a silencing spell. Silences Glassy. Not super important. Glassy doesn't care about that silence much. Here comes the limit break from Ferris. So Storm on the high seas. Second fight in a row where we've seen this. Sildra comes out, breathes that water dragon breath on the water, and good damage, CT down, haste removal, all of the above, and she catches her own haste. Previously, last fight, she ended up then lapping the enemy team. This fight, she's also lapping the enemy team. I want to point out why this is important. Right here, Glassy hit everybody, Ferris hit everybody. They both had haste. They both get to hit everybody again. That's a big deal. Now, Leela's positioning plays a big role here because Leela moves so far away from everybody that Ferris was unable to capitalize completely on the chains. The hate on Roth got below the hate level on Leela. So Ferris chose, or had to choose, Leela in the back line instead of finishing off Sephiroth and Roth. That's a big deal for the rest of this fight. Now, it's not going to be such a big deal if Sephiroth can't kill anybody, which he doesn't look like he's able to do. Roth's turn next. Only 1,500 HP left. She is going to do her limit break. Diabolic Advent. She gets really, like, she covers up in high, does kind of water bubbles, a little bit of bubbles, sort of like what Ferris's limit break is, but it's like dark energy bubbles instead of, you know, like actual water bubbles. Anyway, it's Ferris's turn. Lots of grouped units for her. It would also be a very good opportunity for Ferris to pop one of her heals and heal up Glassy if she can. Pirate Onslaught comes out. Down goes Roth, and Divine Blessing comes out. And just like I was talking about, there's that 4,000 point heal. This is one of the things that makes this duo so good. Fight Like a Pirate comes out. I hate to tell you this, Leela the Hood, but you are the second best pirate in this fight. The best pirate in this fight is Ferris, and she is but hey, you did the buck. You did the buck. You are at least trying to fight like a pirate. Okay, Sephiroth goes for his non-slashing attack right there for a little bit more effect on the tank. Decent damage comes out, but Beachside Rejuvenation comes through. 4940 on that heal right there. Ferris's turn still has 35 AP. Both units are grouped. I imagine she tags them both. No, she just goes Pirate Onslaught onto the Leela. Leela dies, and out comes the heal. Ferris and Murmur topped off to full health. And now it's just Sephiroth out there. And this is what I was worried about for this Dark team. Like, Sephiroth's going to do Hell's Gate right here. And it does, like, okay looking numbers of damage. But even against the Murmur, he can't break through. He just can't kill him by himself. Ebb and Flow Barrier comes out. Physical Shield for the Glassy. Here comes Murmur again. She's going to go Defense Destroyer. Sephiroth goes down, and Ram 9 continues to have not lost a match. I believe he is undefeated through the tournament at this point. Yes. I predict that he 3-0s the finals right now. He has shown two teams that are very different than anybody else's teams, and it has not looked like the other players have known what to do with that. So he has at least two of those ready to go, maybe a third one. Ferris, you mentioned if you thought we thought we'd see any surprises. Ferris is a surprise, a pleasant surprise, because she's a unit that I like a lot.
I think she knows where the One Piece is.
She has the One Piece. That's the thing. Yeah.
Cool. So that was it. I think we're actually going to be going into the third place matches here.
Okay, we're going straight to the third place match. Good.
I believe so.
And then taking a break before the finals. That's right. You mentioned that earlier.
That is correct.
Okay. So a best of 3 for the third place match. Best of 5 for the finals. So Kach, okay, JDJ. Like imagine being JDJ right now. So here's the thing. You just played 2 Dart teams. You lost. But hope is alive. Hope is alive. Because if you win this third place match, there's a good chance that maybe somebody doesn't, show up for the actual finals. You're the backup plan. So your hope for domination of the 2023 War of the Visions Final Fantasy Brave EXVIUS Championship isn't dead yet. You just got to beat Kachung. And Kachung, same thing to you. You just got to do the opposite of what I just said. I think we even have a room number ready for this one already, which is really good. Keep this thing below it. I think we do.
No, we don't. That's an old one.
Oh, okay.
7 minutes
Sorry.
ago.
Whoops. Hey, the future. The mods are so good. They just have the future ready.
The JDJ does not get a break.
No breaks. No breaks. Oh, man.
So you made a prediction.
Oh, yeah.
You think Ram 9 is going to go 3-0, huh?
I don't think Ram 9 loses okay, I'm looking back through the tournament on the tournament website.
Okay.
This is what I see. Ram 9, where are you? Played Nico, first match 2-0. Played Ram 9 did drop a match to Koryu in the second round. Now, Koryu, another player that I know is a good player. So Koryu was able to take a game off of Ram 9. Then Ram 9 2-0'd Sai, 2-0 JDJ, is now in the finals. So I think Ram 9 goes through. I don't know. Bizapur doesn't put out bad players. Like, Kells is probably going to show up. I'm not going to drop that level of disrespect on Kells. But I will say that I think Ram 9 probably takes it home. He's been the most impressive player to me so far. That's what I think.
Also, I just wanted to point out that my Overwatcher's ear guards here are starting to fall apart a little bit.
Oh no. Well,
maybe we could get a V2 one day. Yes.
Man, you have an item in the game, Justin. That's pretty cool.
I know, it's pretty cool. The description that they wrote was extremely nice. I did not have any say in whatever. I just read that in game when everybody else.
Shall I go read it right now? Yeah, we're waiting for a room. Yeah, we are waiting. Okay.
Yeah,
so
we're waiting.
Accessories. Oh boy, I gotta find them. Where? Overwatcher's ear guards. So, click on the description. Black ear guards from a distant world. They are loved and used by a man with a famously charming smile. It is said that instead of hindering his hearing ability, these ear guards actually allow him to hear the many unheard voices that permeate his world. This charismatic individual is believed to use the ear guards in order to guide that world toward a better future. Dang. Wow, that was
well
glowing. Well written.
Although it called me a man, I don't know how I feel about it.
I called you like what?
A man.
Wait, I would consider you a man, Justin.
I know, that's what I'm saying. Like, I'm at that stage of my life where...
Oh, yeah. Dude.
The description is that man. I still feel like I'm 14.
I just celebrated my 38th birthday last Friday.
Oh.
38.
Oh, it was.
I remember being I remember being like
birthday.
22, 23. and thinking, man, I'm not a kid anymore. But I was like, I'm just like 20 something. I got like so many years left to live. And that was yesterday. And now I'm 38. Like, oh gosh.
Yeah.
Yeah. Kids say different words these days than they did back when I was a kid. Oh, but
What
do you
were
want to
some-
hear
okay, yes.
something? Do you want to hear something great?
Yeah.
This is really cool. So, have a student in my class, girl, and she, I talk to her about anime all the time. So I finally have some kids in my class this year that are like,
I could never
anime
imagine
kids.
talking to my teacher about anime. Anyway.
Dude, yeah, that's where we are. 2023 is a great year. And for my birthday, she went to Walmart and bought like 5 Dragon Ball Z Blu-ray movies. It just brought them in a lunchbox. It just gave me
Really?
this lunchbox. And,
Oh, that's a
and
lot
I
of
was
money,
like, thanks.
actually.
And there was Dragon Ball Z movies in there. I was like, this is actually a good gift. Like, wow. Yo.
So
I was
back in my
very-
day, teachers got apples, and now they're getting full season Blu-rays.
Yeah, that's right. Yep.
Wow.
She's a really good artist too. And so, yeah. Does she sometimes make art when she's supposed to be doing math? Definitely. Do I necessarily care about that? Not all the time.
That makes me think of a comic. I'm gonna send it to you. Obviously
Okay.
related to art and
Dragon Ball Z. Okay, so I wonder if one of the players did not realize that we had a 3rd place match.
essentially. Yeah, we're just waiting to load in here. Might just be a flawless victory.
Yeah, JDJ, all that prep we were just giving you about what you got to do, you might not have to do any of that. It might just be you win. Well, that wouldn't be the worst thing ever for JDJ. It would be sad for the stream, one less match to cast on it.
If we're not doing this match, I think we're gonna go into a break and then do the finals. But we're
Okay.
figuring it out. We will see. So please stand by. Please go to the Google form and type in Shinobi.
Okay, which Justin does mean ninja?
One person that
Yep,
might be okay.
Okay, what does shinobi mean? From Japanese, a male
Yes.
ninja.
Would you, as a teacher, would you say that that's proper research?
It's from the Wikipedia. Yes, I would. Look,
But
any
we're not-
teacher who
didn't say
any
the-
teacher who tells you that Wikipedia is not a good source is a bad teacher. They're living in the past. Wikipedia. Like,
No, I
think about
never
it.
said
Like,
that.
Okay.
I want to know what ninja means and how it is different than shinobi. Because you said they're the same thing. Obviously, they're not.
A shinobi is a ninja.
That's
And a
not what it
ninja
said.
is a shinobi. Dude, verde means green, and green means verde. If you go, yeah, it's
Those
the
are-
same thing.
No.
Okay.
We're getting sources here that say from what I remember.
I looked it up.
We will reconvene and come back at a later time.
We're going to cover this. I'm going to bring this up in the grand finals. I'm going to be like, Justin, that's a shinobi or male ninja right there on the screen.
Okay, so I just got an official source. It's written with the same kanji.
So I'm right.
Hmm.
Good luck. Keep on. You're.
Well, I actually got proof here instead of random statements said online. Hey, just because they're right doesn't mean that it was okay.
Yeah, it does. Chat's never wrong. Chat has never been wrong about anything in the history of streaming.
All right, looks like we're going to be going.
Look, like Sinister just said, Soul is trash. Soul sucks. Terrible unit. Never won a match.
Soul is putting out.
Yeah, but chat's never wrong. I'm going to go ahead and vote that the JDJ will probably win this match. In the chat vote.
Yeah. So it looks like due to Kachung not appearing for his match, it will be a no contest win by default to the JD.
So congratulations, JDJ.
Congratulations, you are runner-up for the finals. Well, you're backup for the finals, runner-up for this tournament.
And yeah, so Bella TV was asking in chat, do we have the secret word already? The word is Shinobi. That's why Justin and I have been talking about Shinobi for like an hour at this point.
Apparently ninja means the same thing. It's the same word, but you don't type that into the thing. You have to type Shinobi. Don't be confused.
Yes, you
there's
can't type
there's a
ninja.
lot there's a lot of misinformation going around here in this live stream. So go click on the link, type in Shinobi. I said they're different words. That's all I said. That's been my statement the entire time.
Said a ninja and a shinobi are the same thing. They literally are.
I said they're different words. Anyway, I think we're going to be taking a break now.
Oh, okay.
And then we'll be going into the grand finals here today for the Saiga Cup. Yeah. You should. So the link might be posted here in a moment. It should be down in the description for YouTube or Twitch as well. Not Twitch. It's on YouTube. Let me get the link.
EXVIUS. Bella wanted me to say that. EXVIUS. It's an Ibarra move. I know that.
EXVIUS.
EXVIUS.
There you go.
I did it. Let me look that word up. What does that mean?
Cool. Anyway, so yeah, we're gonna I'll wait until Auronnj finds out what it means here, and then we're gonna go to a break.
A character from an anime.
Well, that's obviously that's not what it means.
It means 16th night. Not night like sword person, but night like it's nighttime outside. Yeah.
Thank you for that. Japanese lessons all day today here on the live stream. But yeah, we're going to throw to a break. We're a little bit behind on that. So we're going to go to a break. We'll be right back in about 10 minutes. So bye, everybody. Stay tuned.
The moon and stars are divided by malicious intent. One that will call forth a radiance of destruction upon these lands.
What is that supposed to mean?
I cannot say for certain, my lord. I merely relay what the stars whisper to me.
War of the Visions, Final Fantasy, Brave Exvius.
Are unusual.
Does the prophecy foretell destiny? This is a tale of those who defy their fate. Battle system. The order of action is determined by speed, irrespective of alliance. The turn order of ally and enemy alike is displayed on the left. Units' move and jump values indicate their mobility on the field of battle. Knights and soldiers may not be adept at vertical movement, but their repeated physical attacks are a force to be reckoned with. Dragoons and thieves, on the other hand, can press the advantage on uneven terrain with their physical prowess. Strategize your timing and movements to claim victory. Jobs and abilities. Select from 3 jobs to set as a unit sub-job, thereby augmenting their main job with subcommands. The abilities available in battle will change depending on the sub-job set. Interaction with other players. Friends can lend you their aid on your journey. Hone your skills and prepare for the clashes to come.
I hold deal! Yeah!
Those who rely solely on their eyes will overlook what is of true import. Should one choose to live on, even though one suffers in despair? Or should one seek death to afford one's soul its respite?
War of the Visions, Final Fantasy, Brave Exvius. Now available.
This unbearable, insufferable noise. But it won't be long now. The world we seek will soon be upon us.
I thrive on the silence of the darkness's sweet embrace. I suppose you can call me the Dark Witch lurking in the deep abyss.
Don't be like that, Raffi.
Finding someone in this crowded place is like finding a needle in a haystack.
What? You mean they tricked us?
They're the ones who are meant to be our foes.
O endless void, awaken.
It's our duty, okay? Don't interfere. The dark craving for blood and destruction that rests in my accursed left hand. I grow unable to restrain it. Yes. Talk about stylish.
The moon and stars are divided by malicious intent. One that will call forth a radiance of destruction upon these lands.
What is that supposed to mean?
I cannot say for certain, my lord. I merely relay what the stars whisper to me.
War of the Visions, Final Fantasy, Brave Exvius.
Are unusual.
Does the prophecy foretell destiny? This is a tale of those who defy their fate. Battle system. The order of action is determined by speed, irrespective of alliance. The turn order of ally and enemy alike is displayed on the left. Units' move and jump values indicate their mobility on the field of battle. Knights and soldiers may not be adept at vertical movement, but their repeated physical attacks are a force to be reckoned with. Dragoons and thieves, on the other hand, can press the advantage on uneven terrain with their physical prowess. Strategize your timing and movements to claim victory. Jobs and abilities. Select from 3 jobs to set as a unit sub-job, thereby augmenting their main job with subcommands. The abilities available in battle will change depending on the sub-job set. Interaction with other players. Friends can lend you their aid on your journey. Hone your skills and prepare for the clashes to come.
All right, hello everybody, and welcome back. Welcome back to us because we're back from break 2. Thank you for sticking with us through the break. We are going to be going into our finals match today for the Saiga Cup here. For the Visions Final Fantasy Brave Exvius Championship 2023. Just to give you a little bit of a refresher for the bracket, let's take a look here. We've got Kachung in the JDJ. They did not compete together for the 3rd place match, but the JDJ ended up coming up. No contest win by default. Anyway, what we're interested in though are the finals. We've got Kells going against Ram 9 here for the 1st place championship title for the Saiga Cup. And we will be diving into these matches here very shortly. They are going to be a best of 5 instead of a best of 3 that we watched on the other one. So as little as 3, or as few as 3, and as most as 5 matches.
Yeah. Any prediction here on who wins? And what the score is? Like 3-1, 3-2.
Well, you said 3-0 already.
Yeah, but did I changed my mind. I'm going 3-1. 3-1 Ram.
But we will be having an interview with both of these.
Yes.
Afterward. One.
Mm-hmm.
Not to be confused with Ram 8 and 7.
Or 10.
Or 10, yes.
Yeah.
Cool. Wow. Got a room number here, so let's dive on in. Where the action is picking up quick here this evening.
Do I smell a summer glassy coming out?
Seems like he's been loving that unit quite a bit, so probably.
Yeah. We got the
I'm new here. Do you actually work for Square as a company, or do you just host these games? I work here at Square. Auronnj.
Yeah, I just show up for the tournament.
Worked at Square Enix for over about 3.5 years now. All right.
Justin and I did get to hang out in person once. That was cool. At the Fan Fest.
Yeah, we did.
Yep. Okay, so here we go. Ram 9 sticking with his glassy. Kells sticking with Elia. No surprise. 0 surprises right here. Here's what I'll say, though. If Ram... Okay, let's say maybe Ram has been fighting people with maybe less than ideal runes set up, or less than ideal, something or others. There's no... Visipur is the #1 guild in the game, right? Top of the PvP ladder. So this Katia Strike Lightning team won't be lacking anything is what I'm trying to say. So we'll get the real test right here of Ferris Glassy. And I do have to say, I don't think this version of Ram's team, like I picked him to go 3-1. This might be the one right here because it's double water into double lightning. And Elia is the strongest of the units on the board right now. Still, we'll have to see. Gets that lightning resist buff right there to further go along with the fact that, or I'm sorry, gets the water resist buff to further go along with the already, you know, resistant bit there. I like what this Katia team did, by the way. This is a great first match build from Kells. You get the double element resist buff from the Alphonse brother. Yeah, from the Alphonse brother, from the Elric brother, whose name is Alphonse. Then Katia buffs a couple more element resist. So you really have a pretty good chance that some of those elements you're going to be facing. I like that layering of elemental resist buffs. Here's Woven Claws, does less than 1,000 damage to both strike units. And now the strike units come back. Stalagmite Transmutation, only 692. That is nothing. So the tanks tickle each other a little bit. Interesting. Okay, now it's Glassy's turn again. She's the only one with haste on the board, so she is getting 2 turns to the other kind of 0. Sure Thing comes out, does no real damage. Katia, I guess, got tickled a little bit, but that's really it. Now it's Murmur's turn. She's the Earth Element unit here. Potentially important that she's the Earth Element unit with 2 lightning units on the board. Maybe she gets a big like defense break, double slap in there and, you know, knock somebody out. We'll see. She's channeling a spell. It's probably haste for Ferris, who's going to need every bit of that haste to have a chance in this fight. She's bringing out Storm on the high seas, so a little bit of damage maybe coming out here. A lot of water resist on the enemy team though. A lot of water resist. Yeah, not even 1,000. This feels like GG to me. These water units just can't hurt the lightning units. Okay, Katia's turn next. Nobody in range to be healed, so she'll oh man, I forgot. Chicken Blade does not work like Toad's Curse. Chicken Blade just knocks your bravery down. Toad's Curse has a chance of turning you into a toad. If I was to bet on the rarest thing to see in PvP, like I would bet a significant amount of money that at 0 time in the 2023 World Visions Championship will we ever see a unit get turned into a chicken. And yeah, it's going to take stacking bravery debuffs. I'm not actually sure if it's possible to do with like a 3-man PvP team. It probably is. But anyway, here we go. Stag Impact comes out. Big damage across the team right there. The water team's starting to get chunked out. Murmur's kind of keeping him in the game a little bit right now. Alphonse has to just punch to generate some AP. Ferris has a couple targets to pick from right here, and eventually their water element buff will run off. Right, the buff against the water element damage type will go away. They are still lightning units, so we'll still have some resist there. Katia channeling a spell, probably looking to do a little healing right here. 650 from the auto attack. Here comes Katia, Curative Prayer, and back to 90% HP goes Elia. Alphonse turns, Stalagmite Transmutation, decent damage onto the tank, and now Elia will look to chain with that and can hit everybody. Stag Impact comes through. Courage pops on the tank. Everybody else low HP. Ferris's turn. She needs to watch out for that preemptive counterattack. It doesn't come. Spirit Breaker comes through for 2,500. Not a ton. Murmur, what do you got? Murmur's going to step forward to begin channeling a spell. Katia's turn. What do you got, Katia? She kills the tank. Katia takes her down, pulls out Roth's mace, and bonks her on the head for 255. Elia gonna go Thunderbite, pull out the summon to finish things off right here. Double kill for Coral, and just kind of like we were talking about at the beginning, Kells' team walked into a really good matchup right there. It was well built. Still, I doubt the Ferris pick didn't work out that time. I do think that's the weaker of Ram's 2 teams that he's shown, and so maybe he does not bring that out again. My pick for 3-1 Ram, not looking great.
Yeah, it's not like Ram doesn't have to do anything. But sorry, no, that's
Kells.
not what I meant to say. Kells does not need to do anything. Like Ram cannot run the same thing. It wasn't even close to it.
No.
And that wasn't like an RNG, maybe move a unit over here sort of thing. Like something has to change.
Yeah.
It's interesting to see.
Well, and the thing too is like Kells played standard. I'm gonna call that standard. Like he went Elia, another strike unit, and a support. The standard comp tonight has been Elia, another strike unit, and either a low cost tank or a low cost support.
Yeah.
So that if you played standard in one, you could just play standard again, and maybe Ram doesn't have something that can deal with your standard. Now, I would be surprised if that was the case. If I'm Ram and I'm just married to running my like glassy, I don't know. I go find a Bradley comp. Go find something. You know, maybe you have Lucio. Maybe you pull Lucio. He's done really well against that team that we just saw so far today. So we'll see.
We'll see. I mean, it's best of 5 for a reason. These warriors are going to do everything they can to claw out a victory. They're the ones to
And
do
you
it.
got to think that like they both have at least what, like 3 or 4 teams ready to go. I would think.
Probably.
We'll get to ask them during the interview.
Yeah, so just getting the next room ready. Shouldn't be too long here. The Cadia pick is interesting, and I like that Adol is showing up. They have always been a huge fan, asking for a UR Cadia constantly.
Yes. Well, and Adol was in the tournament today. Adol won the first match.
Yep.
Lost to Kachung actually in round 2. So Adol, way to show up today and win a match too. Cadia's fan and picked up a W today.
So yeah, I agree. Let's get a UR. Let's get a UR version. If there's ever a fan vote that comes up again, you have the power. Way the vote. I know Auronnj has his own influence here.
Well, what are you talking about? As long as Eileen wins, it's all good. That's all I can. Just get Eileen in there. Okay. Sorry, trying to read chats, keep up with everything here. Let's see. Huh. Yeah,
we're actually joining the room right now. We are ready.
Yep, joining the room now. Here we go. Okay, Ram sticking with the glassy. Kells, no surprise at all, sticking with the Elia. Wouldn't it just? These might just be the home screen units for both of these teams for a while now. Let's see though. 4,000 total attack on Ram. Yeah, it probably means he didn't go back to the Howlet.
So the YouTube poll is still voting on Ram 9. Favorite.
Yeah. I hope that maybe I swayed them a little bit with my absolute faith in Ram 9's like weird team building. I just like to see awkward teams win because there's so much chat in the game, like among the community. You just see it all the time. Like, man, if you're not playing Soul or Elia, you just can't win anything. And like that's so not true. And so I love to see somebody like Ram come in here playing different. He's not playing like super old units or anything like that, but is playing stuff that is not what the standard comp of the day has been. And I mean, has already made it to the finals, right? Like no matter what, has had a good showing today. No matter what, because this is auto, has qualified for the grand finals. Both of these players will see him in December.
Yep.
So yeah. Okay, loading in. I'm very, very curious to see what Ram's team comp is. I expect Kells' team to be the same, and it is. Ram ran it back. I wonder if Ram wasn't doing what you were talking about earlier, Justin, where he was like, I obviously should change my team. So therefore, Kells is going to anticipate me changing my team. So I won't change my team. And he like 5-headed his way into a L right here. Or has a completely different setup, and for some reason it works this time. I doubt it. That is 16,000 HP on the glassy. So she'll tank for a while. But yeah, it's the same thing. Here's Cadia going to do her elemental buff right here. Earth and Dark resist with Protect online. I mean, my goodness. I get the Kadia love now. Earth and Dark resist, those are two pretty like popular elements. Also, you get the Protect on there, which is going to help against Ferris. It's a good buff for this team. I do like it. I was hating on her a little bit earlier. I get it now. That buff is worth having, especially when layered with another elemental buff like we're seeing here. Okay, Al's turn. He's going to go Expertise of the Alchemist, give himself those, more tanky stats like AoE resistance, slash resistance. Glassy moves forward, Woven Claws, 214 damage. A number we could probably count to before this fight is over. 214. Oh my goodness. Okay, Berserk and Charm get nullified from Kadia right there. Murmur's turn. She's going to probably go for a fast cast onto Ferris. Elias steps forward. She's going to stag impact the Glassy, 4,000 damage. Glassy's pretty tanky. She'll live through that a little bit. We do have some different movement and buffing from Ram's team right here. So Woven Claws comes out again, 263 damage this time. Once again, not really impressive. And it's the Pirate Onslaught coming out next. He removes the haste, which is good. Gives the heal, which is fine. Okay, now it's time for the damage to come through. We're going to get the chain. So, Al, Boulder Blockade. Little bit of damage. Actually, wait a second. No damage? Is this? Well, let's see what this does. More than none. Okay, but note how little damage Alphonse did. There is currently a strike resist buff on Ferris and on Glassy. It will run off in a couple turns for them. I wonder how much Al's damage will increase once that happens. Okay, 11,000 HP left on Glassy. She gives herself that physical shield again. Ferris will get to follow that attack up with another one of her own. Al still does have enough aggro to draw out the limit break from Ferris on him. So they're slowly trying to chip this guy down. Little by little, he's got too much HP for this to ever work. Okay, the hope here for the water team is that, like, Al drops aggro, which will happen pretty soon. It might have already happened. Everybody's still alive. Elia and Al cannot pierce you. You have more HP than the other team. Your game ends on a big heal, and you win on turns with HP left. That's like the way I see this working out for the water team. Other than that, man, I don't know. Okay, Al's turn again. He's going to look for his limit break on the tank. So Stone Enclosure. Okay, it is doing damage this time. 1,100 and 1,655. Also lands the slow. Glassy's heal must have already triggered because she definitely hit the threshold right there, but it didn't proc. Defense Destroyer comes in for Murmur. So there's your real DPS unit. Murmur gets in there, drops the defensive stats, and does like a couple thousand damage. Al getting a little bit low. Elia Bolt Jab, 4,700 damage. Glassy hanging on by a thread. Kadia's turn next. She moves to the right and does nothing. Al punches 686. He was out of AP. Now, can you hit both units right here? Is there a spot? No, but Defense Destroyer, big damage right there onto the Elia. Was I a hater? Was I too early on my writing off of this water team? We'll see. It's Elia's turn next, and I smell some damage. Actually, she's out of AP. She's out of AP. The damage I smelt was only 703. That's not very much. That's a very small smell. Okay, Arm Break comes through. 1366 pops the Courage. Kadia buffs herself. Okay, hold on. Murmur doing better than Kadia. Ferris' turn next. She's out of AP. Preemptive counterattack kills Ferris. Oh, that's rough. She was going to summon right there. So it was going to be the summon. That could have been a big difference maker. Instead, the summon that we'll see is Bahamut. I wonder what summon Ferris had. The preemptive counter knocking her out, we'll never know. Instead, Bahamut will destroy the earth. This, like, imagine being at the receiving end of this attack, really. It's going to do a little bit more than, 4,000 damage, but 4,000 damage might be enough. Remember how I said that this was going to end on, like, turns with HP left? It might be that those turns are Kadia. Although with Glassy going down, that's rough. Okay, Kadia, you're up. You have 7,900 HP. There's 12 turns left. You're going to stand there and buff yourself this whole game. So you just have a pool of 7,924. If Murmur kills... okay, yeah, it's going to be that. Because the Courage, actually, hold on. It might be a 2v1 win. It is going to turns, I think, though. Thunderbite comes through. Does not kill. It's Kadia's turn. Then a bunch of dead people. So 7 turns left. Kadia buffs again. Dead person, dead person, dead person. 1 more attack for Alaya. Okay, can Alaya kill Murmur right now before the fight ends? No. So it will go to turns. I was right about that. But the Lightning team wins on turns. They had 2 units left and more HP in the HP pool. GG. I mean, interesting change. Getting tankier right there.
That was a weird one.
Yeah, it was weird. It was almost like Ram decided he was going to play water again, but he had the like gear and buffs to negate Lightning Strike team. Yeah.
So this was him just being nice and just taking 2 losses so we could have like a bit of a show, and then he's gonna do a 3-win streak here. You know.
I rarely say this. Do you know what unit would have been better than Ferris in that situation?
Literally anybody else?
Eileen.
Well, I mean,
I might even be wrong about that. That might not be true.
I think I would have liked to. I mean, a Lucio obviously would have done extreme.
Yeah, well, Halloween Lucio, I just don't know that Ram has Halloween Lucio.
Right.
So if he does, bring it out. Like, at least Ram, force Kells off of that. Make him change. Don't run water again. Don't do it. It's not working.
All right, we're jumping into the 3rd match here quickly.
We got one coming. Yes, Frady Cat, we are indeed getting a You Are Me Earth Spear unit, except I have like range and I do damage. 2 things, Eileen. Kind of I have
so you said
agility,
spear.
Too.
What job?
Spear.
Job spear.
Caster.
Would
Get
you want
caster like shoutcaster, but actually casting spears.
Magic spears?
It's a fishing job.
You're just confused.
Yeah. I have a spear and a net, and I like cast those things at the enemy for big damage, but huge damage.
A net? What's a net for?
Yeah, just for fun.
Oh, okay, I see.
Yeah. You see, like, gladiators back in the day, they'd have nets. You throw a net at somebody, it's really annoying. Kind of tangles them up. Then you.
I've never actually seen that in my whole life.
What?
Maybe.
Oh yeah.
Now that I think about it, I don't think I've seen a lot of gladiator stuff.
Oh, okay. Well, like spear and net, or like trident looking thing in net was a thing gladiators might use. You know, if you had to fight somebody and you could put a net on them, you feel like that'd give you a little bit of an advantage. See, it's a slow, it's like a long range. Net? Yeah, it's weighted net. Yeah, okay. Yeah, you got weights on it. Yeah, especially in the game. Yeah. So here you go. What you do is it's a long range diamond shaped AOE move. Doesn't do a ton of damage, but slows the enemy. Then have a follow up attack with a spear. Single target, multi-select, up to 3. Bonus damage if they're slowed. The rest of the kit doesn't matter.
Okay, so the follow-up attack chains off of the first debuff that I get. Kind of OP.
Yes. Yeah.
And only 5 AP.
Oh yeah, they're free.
Oh, they're free? Okay.
Yeah, it's the first unit in the game that doesn't consume AP to do moves.
What does it consume?
Nothing. It's free.
Oh, okay.
Or better yet, consumes
the
HP.
other teams.
Yeah, consumes the enemy's AP. That's right. Yes, very good. Very good.
All right. So yeah, we're in the match of just waiting for everybody to join here.
Yeah, the limit break. I have the limit breaks called "Good Morning." It's just a cutscene of me saying that, and nothing.
That's funny.
And then yeah, the oh yeah, that's good. Perfect.
Cool. So,
load it. Show me that Glassy and that Alaya.
Do you think there were any changes?
No. In my heart, I don't. That's right. Okay. Come on, Ram. Come on, Ram. Now, look, here's what happened. This is my actual prediction here, as I'm like getting tired enough to be delusional. Ram went like this. He said, all right, look.
It's 10 p.m.
Obviously, you thought I was going to change the first time, but you'd have to be a psychopath to think I would play this 3 times in a row. So there's no way Kells will think I play this 3 times in a row.
But why would he
thinking
think
that Kells was going to like overthink it? But Kells is just here spamming a team.
I don't agree that somebody would think that. That does not make any sense to me logically.
Okay, it's not. It's Reagan. We get to see Reagan for the first time
Who
today.
expected that?
Not me. Okay, good. So here's the Lightning Strike team, and it's Reagan, Summer Glassy, Murmur. So the only change to the first 2 fights is that we have Reagan coming in this time. Let's see what he can do. 12,000 HP Reagan. He's got both his fire and his ice sword. He's thinking about what buff to cast. He steps all the way up on the hill, says, leave this to me. Ice, wind, and dark attack resist stuff, which doesn't really help much. But he does pick up some AoE resist, which also doesn't really help much against Elias. So that buff not doing a ton. Anyway, we're going to get the elemental buffs online from Kadia and company again. Murmur's going to start passing out her haste. So there's haste 1 to Glassy. Elias probably going to... Oh, Princess Resolve, ability change, protect and shell enabled. So she steps forward. Reagan's second buff is going to be what? Momentum. So he goes with the King Bradley TMR. Probably would have rather just seen King Bradley, but it's okay. Here comes expertise of the Alchemist for slash attack resist, AoE resist. Those are both going to be really good against Reagan. All right, here comes Glassy. Woven Claws, 147 damage. Less than before. We could easily count to 147 before this is over. Dragon's Bloodline nullifies Charm and Berserk for Elia and Kadia. Murmur gonna look to haste herself right here, and it's Reagan's turn. Mountain Dive, okay, like 2,300 damage, knocks Protect off. That's pretty decent. Gonna get a chain right here. Maybe this will do like 400 damage. Woven Claws, not quite, 317. Glassy just can't hurt anybody on this team. What I will say, this entire squad for Ram is hasted, and none of the units, well, almost the entire squad is hasted, and none of Kells' units are hasted. So we'll see how that works out. Boulder Blockade, 130 damage right there. 2 Glassy. Kadia, is she going to be stuck in buff rotations again? No, she's going to move forward into range a little bit here. That's good. Okay, Reagan, what do you got? Mountain Dive again, looking for those chains, just not really doing enough. There's the Earth Dark defense resist and protect. Protect is the useful part of that buff for this fight. Murmur begins channeling a spell. Glassy, 17 AP. She's going to step forward, just auto attack for 113. And now the devastation begins. Here comes Elia. Can she find all 3? I think she actually can if she can move. She might be blocked for movement. This map has some awkward movement on it. It looks like we're getting maybe a limit break. Not a summon. It feels too early in the fight for a summon, so it's going to be the limit break. Hysteria comes out. We get to see, yo, she's blowing a kiss. She got married. That's why she's wearing that white dress and blowing kisses at the audience. She does a lot of damage. Now, Reagan does heal. Boulder Blockade comes out, puts Glassy's Courage out. So, 1 HP Glassy, fast cast for Murmur onto herself. We'll see if that's impactful. Reagan mountain dives again. His whole goal is just mountain dive these people until the mountains are cut down, but they're only at like 40% HP. Bolt Jab will kill Glassy. Elia, crucially, is out of AP. Reagan's hanging in there. That's what I'm going to say about Reagan. He's hanging tight. Stalagmite Transmutation, he's not hanging as tight anymore. CT up procs. Murmur's turn. She will heal him. A nice heal. Okay, but Curative Prayer comes out. It's a better one. She's back full HP. Preemptive Counter almost kills him. Azure Dyed Blade. Pops Courage. I mean, Reagan's putting out some DPS. I just think he's going to run out. Like, too much healing. Elia's going to punch him right here. Yeah, she can get next to him. No, she can't. She's going to move back in instead buff. Little AoE resist buff, re-raise, removal, courage. Yeah, rebuffs her own courage, which is devastating. Curative Prayer comes through, 6,498. Sleep, good attempt. Almost put Al to sleep. The map working out right here for Reagan a little bit, as like these units are unable to find a way in. So Reagan's going to get, he might be out of mountain crashes. Well, he's out of AP anyway. So he just autos, stag impact comes through, and down goes Reagan. We have Murmur left with about half of her HP. Katia B is challenged that Murmur could kill her right here, but she has her courage back on, so that's unlucky. She rebuffed her courage. Otherwise, Elia would have been dead, and maybe there's hope for this Murmur. Once again, it's like another fight where like Murmur's the last one standing and has a chance to kind of do some things here. Instead, Curative Prayer is going to come out for Elia, who is still in the danger zone of lethal damage from the Murmur. Murmur takes 1300 right there. Katia is going to get another turn. Owl's going to get another turn. Everybody gets another turn before Murmur. Owl steps up, going to do arm break, so brings out his slashing attack right there, 2200. Katia channeling Curative Prayer, and Kells' team will end this fight near full HP. Okay, Murmur's up. She's gonna, oh wait, what is this? She's gonna summon Bahamut. It's gonna look like Kells' world's exploding. But, you know, 4,000 damage across the board later, they're gonna just either kill her or run out of turns. Okay, here it comes. Mega Flare. Big damage. Nah, small damage. Okay, 5 turns left. It's not going to take that many. Katia will channel a spell, but it will never cast. Nope, she's going to Thunderbite. Oh, it's Elia, actually. Never mind. Elia does the summon. Defense down, Spirit down, Murmur down, and my prediction was not close. Kells picks up the 3-0 win. Ram 9 sticking with his teams, sticking with his odd picks that got him that far. I respect that. Kells shows the power of Elia Lightning Strike. GG. There we go.
Indeed. Yeah, congratulations. That was a 3-0 sweep. Very well done.
Yes. Oof, surprising. I would have just liked to, I think the Howlett team was better, personally, but we'll ask Ram when he's in the interview what he thought about that. A lot of respect to Ram for not running the standard stuff. But at the end of the day, Kells wins it. GG. Showing off that Summer Helena again. A very, very beautiful looking unit right there, if I do say so myself. And we'll have interviews with both players. So both players also qualify for the grand finals in December. Something to not, you know, sleep on there. And then JDJ has a shot at being in the grand finals as well. If we get a no-show. And that, Justin, was the last cast of the, like, let's call it regular season of the auto PvP. We just have the finals left.
Indeed.
How's that make you feel?
That makes me feel very warm inside. It makes me feel like I'm a little bit of water again by lightning.
Oh, dang. Do you know what makes me feel warm inside? It's warm in this room. It's very warm in this room.
It
so
is,
I just
indeed.
feel warm all over.
So yeah, we're going to be jumping into the interviews here soon.
Hmm? Some people in chat asking for the link to the form. I don't have it on me, but if somebody does, they could share it. The keyword is Shinobi.
Yes, not ninja. I know some people confuse those. Not ninja.
If you saw a male ninja walking down the street and you called that person a shinobi, you'd be right.
Are all ninjas are shinobis, but not all shinobis are.
No, you have that back. All shinobis are ninjas, but not all ninjas are shinobis.
Okay, so let's see.
Anyway.
All right, mics are good, so we'll be diving in. Yeah, we're gonna jump in right now.
Okay.
You ready, Auronnj? Let's move over.
Yep,
and
let's
remember
jump.
to mute yourself. Oh. How's it going? We're in Discord. Is your mic working?
Can you hear me now?
Yes. You were like looking at something. Cool.
Okay,
So
you
I
hear
think
me
we'll
now?
bring in. Yes.
Good.
We'll be talking with the second place winner here, Ram9.
Okay. Once again, Discord audio always, Discord loves to just take my sound devices and just change them. It's like, here,
Yeah.
talk through your headset, you idiot. And I'm like, no, I'm going to use my microphone. So yeah, here in a moment, one of the tournament organizers will move Ram into the chat, and that
He's here.
has happened.
Hello and welcome.
Yo, how you guys doing?
Whoa.
Good.
Doing all right.
Good.
How are you?
I'm good. I'm pretty tired, but I'm good. I'm good.
Couple
right.
questions. I don't know where to start.
for it.
Auronnj, if you could please.
Okay, so ride or die with Summer Glassy. Just gonna let it ride the whole time.
Yeah, I mean, it looks pretty bad when that second match rolls up, right? um, to be honest, I kind of I tried to call his bluff. I thought Soul was coming. I thought I'd stick it out. Believe it or not, that my water comp, it can like beat a few Thunder comps, but Kells he was just too strong on the day. Called my bluff, and I was on the back foot from there.
See, we were talking about that. We wondered if you were thinking, oh, he's gonna think I'm changing, so he's gonna change, and then I'll win. But he literally just like made the next room, was like, yeah, next.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, exactly. Well, he does that. That's pretty boring.
So did you have like a backup team that you wanted to switch to potentially?
So I plan to sort of make like a Bradley or Dialdo team, but it's so late here. I got to be honest. I just kind of crashed out.
I
don't want to. I don't
see.
want to. I don't want to make excuses and blame the clock or anything. I was beaten by the better player, no doubt. But I did plan to make another team, but I'm a sucker for just playing the units I actually like anyway. So
Okay. I mean, it got you to
even
the
though I would have
finals.
made it, well, exactly. They got me that far. I weren't going to turn my back on them. So overall, I'm really happy with the performance.
I mean, yeah,
Well,
you did well.
And top two gets you in the grand finals. So if there
Yes.
was a match to lose, it was this one.
I know, right? Yeah.
So about that Reagan pick, what were you thinking there? Varus wasn't working.
Yeah. See, I thought. Yeah. Do you know what it is? It's gonna sound so stupid. I didn't use him, and I just wanted to see him in action.
That's why I figured. Okay, good.
I like it. That's respectable.
Because you had the Howlett team earlier that did really well. Like the Howlett team showed up.
No, it did. It did. I mean, this is gonna sound so stupid. I kind of messed around my stones, like my trust stones, and I was like, should I put them back? But I already set them up for Reagan, and I was like, let's just run with it.
It would have been really unfortunate if he had switched to Soul for that fight, and you ran Reagan into Fire Mage.
Yeah, I fully expected that. I will say, I mean, I need to watch it back. I think a few of the like preemptive counters were a bit rough for me. I may have stood a chance. I mean, probably not. But Elia, she's just, she's too much.
She's strong. Yeah. What I liked is that every round that happened, Alphonse took even less damage from you. I thought that was interesting.
Yeah, somehow he was taking like 105 damage. It was
yeah. Yeah. I mean, he's a tanky boy, no doubt.
Yeah.
All right. Well, you did well, all things considered. Certainly better than I could have done. So can you walk us through maybe what it was like to build your team in general? Because you obviously did very well up until the finals. What was your thought process behind your team in general?
Yeah, sure. I mean, so whenever I sort of go into these situations or build compositions, I always just play. I always think, right, who's my favorite unit at the moment, regardless of if they're in the meta or not. And I sort of focus around them, and then I think, who am I going to see? Elia and Soul, and I just sort of start there and build pieces around them. Yeah, and it got me to the final, which is a good sign, I guess. But I know Kells, we've played a few times in like free match and stuff. He's a great player, so that was always going to be a tough one.
So do you have any plans for the World Finals? Are you putting anything together in your head, working up to that?
I certainly will. I may not have them ready just yet, but I'll definitely think of something and try and bring something that people will enjoy seeing, and hopefully it's competitive as well.
I like that. There's also some unknown stuff that's coming out, right? Can't necessarily plan too well.
Precisely.
Cool. So anybody want to
shout outs you want to do?
Yeah.
Yeah, hell yeah. Yeah, sorry. Just shout out my guild, Hal. I think we all know JB. He's a guild leader. Shout out all the members that kind of helped me prep. Shout out everyone in, I think our bracket. I mean, this Saiga Cup, it was stacked.
It was.
A lot of these players are no joke. So shout out everyone in the cup. Shout out Major Neix. He's my brother. He helped me a hell of a lot. And you guys, man, for putting on this show. Great job on the shoutcasting. It's not easy. I've tried it once and I'm terrible at it. So it's a great job, guys. And yeah, just keep it up.
Cool. Well, thank you. Obviously, thank you very much for taking your time to come today. I think it's very early in the morning over there for.
Yeah, it's like 4:30 a.m.
Yeah.
Oof.
Rough. Cool. Well, any final words before we sign off here with you?
No, I mean, we've been through a bit of a rough patch with the road to worldwide and stuff, but hopefully we're at the other end now. Let's just enjoy the holidays, enjoy this great game we have, great community. Keep putting on events like this, which we all love. And yeah, I'll see you guys in December.
Awesome.
Cool. Sounds good. Well done once again, and thank you very much for taking your time to join the interview today.
Yeah.
Nice one. Thank you, Justin. Thank you. Thank you, Auronnj.
No problem. Thank you.
All right, cool. So we'll be talking to Kells next. Gotta wait for the Discord manager to move people around.
Yep, do a little shifting. It's good. Okay, here's my prediction for the interview. Kells, why'd you pick the units you did? Because the lab's really good. Okay, great.
And I was winning.
Kells, hello.
Are you there?
Hello? Can you hear me?
Hello.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Yep.
I can hear you. Turn you
Am I
down
too
a
loud?
little bit. No, you're good. You're
good.
So, yes, hello. Thank you very much for joining, and congratulations. Very well done on your first place win here at the Saiga Cup.
Yes, sir.
Thank you very much. It was fun. It was a bit of a long day, I might admit, but I had a blast.
Indeed.
All right, so
indeed.
ready? Are you ready for the hardest question you're ever going to be asked? Are you ready for this?
Go, hit me.
Okay. Why did you choose the units that you chose in the finals?
Well, let me tell you, this character, Elia, he's pretty insane.
Yeah.
No, I've free matched against Ram quite a bit actually, leading up to this as well. Just randomly matching each other in the free match lobbies, and I know he loves his water teams, so I knew what to bring.
He was quite paranoid. Go ahead.
Yeah, go ahead, Justin.
I was going to say, he was quite paranoid that a soul was going to come out. It seemed to be one of the main reasons why he wasn't switching up his comp.
Along the way, I did flash many comps because I didn't want if I made it to the finals, I didn't want people to know what I was running. So I brought a lot of things. I did flash a soul, and I was hoping that he was watching. You know,
He
put a bit
seemed
of
to be.
fear factor in.
Yeah, he was.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, I loved. I wish I could have brought Halloween Lucio. I love that unit, but into that comp, it wasn't going to happen.
No.
Yeah, so there was like an interesting match. Were you getting a little sweaty when that Katia was just sitting in the back, not doing anything?
Yes.
Sweaty. I was yelling at my phone. I couldn't believe it.
We were sitting over here and I was like, okay, wait a second. There's an opportunity here for like turns to run out. Murmur's killed everybody, and it's how much HP does Katia have versus how much HP Murmur has. And I think then you still would have won, but oof.
There was a time where I think my Elia reacted to the Faris and it killed her. And I don't know if she would have got off what she got off. We were pretty low, so it was a pretty close match.
And that was a summon too. Yeah, she was going to summon whatever because it. Yeah, she was out of AP. She had 1 AP and was gonna AOE, and so it had to be a summon. And who knows what that? Yeah, you're right. That was a pretty big time. Yeah, I mean, Eli's a good unit.
Look, I will say though, all those watching, that was a lightning into a water full lightning basically into a full water team, and it went to turns almost every time.
Yeah.
So that says a lot about that water team. It was pretty well built.
Yep. Well, and Ram said something that I thought was interesting. He just said he likes to play the units that he likes. And we meme on the fact that you have your Elias of the world and your Souls of the world, but there are a lot of playable teams out there right now, and
Oh, of
that
course.
was an example. Yeah.
I mean, the one in the battle before this one, the finals, I brought Vega, Halloween Lucio, and I can't remember that other
Yep,
axe.
the slashing team.
And
wind unit.
I faced a Soul and an Elia, and I didn't have either, and I still managed to pull through. So,
Yep.
you know, anything's possible. You just got to build the right team.
Yep.
Indeed. There was something that I was going to ask and I forgot what it was. Oh, so were you switching up? How much were you switching up your comp between the matches? Because, like, for example, your Alphonse was taking, you know, like different amounts of damage because the beginning was sort of playing out the same way. So I was just wondering if you were switching.
No, just in the finals, I switched nothing. I just couldn't be bothered taking more screenshots. If it still worked, I just wait until I lost.
That's funny. I see.
It's funny because like you both did the same thing for like the same reasons. Like we were talking to Ram and we're like, why didn't you like have another team race? He's like, I was tired, just wanted to play this. Yeah. And you're like, I was winning and tired, now just run it again.
Yeah,
wow,
just keep
nice.
going. I mean, I had all the I think you got 10 different lists of teams you can make, and I had them all filled for teams today. So I was just cycling through. I was going to bring Gurns back, honestly, but it wasn't the time.
I would have liked to have seen that.
We had mentioned wanting to see him, but yeah.
So what is your like preparation process? I mean, if you have 10 teams built, it sounds like you did a lot of prep work.
Well, I tried to build variety. I mean, honestly, I like Rem9's approach where you just try to avoid meta and bring your favorite teams. So I try to do that where possible, but I mean, if I want to win at the end of the day, sometimes you got to sneak in a meta unit.
Mm-hmm.
But I mean, he showed that he could almost win without it. So what does that say? You know, I went through a lot of process. I just tried Pierce teams, Axe teams. I was doing the flavor of the month. I just pulled and maxed Lucio and Gurns back, and I just wanted to try to use them. I tried Lucio that very first time, and it just happened to work out brilliantly. So I just kept going on, and I almost brought Squall to the last round.
I was hoping to see a Squall. I really wanted that.
I was building the team for it before the final match, and I just couldn't put something together with the time frame, and I just had to settle for the Alphonse and the Elia.
Yeah. Well, Al did his job. You won. Al did his job. Yeah.
Yeah. He's a beefy boy. I love my big Al.
Cool. So anybody want to give a shout out to that sort of thing?
Yeah, the whole Visipor family, really. Everyone been backing me up the whole way. Hiso himself, he DMing me the whole time throughout the whole tournament, giving me pointers, and you know, everyone tagging me on Discord saying I can do it, and it was good. It
Nice.
felt good.
Like to hear
awesome.
That. Well, you're in the finals. You're going to the World Finals. I hope to see another 10 teams prepared for that as well.
please expand the list. I'll take 20 if I can.
Indeed.
But yeah, I appreciate it. Thank you for everything.
Yeah.
Thanks for
Any
hosting the
last
thing.
words?
I had a blast. Well, if this happens again next year, I encourage everyone to give it a go. Like, it's not just for the top people, you know. Like, just anything can happen. It's fun. It's well organized too. I was very surprised. It was awesome time.
Yeah, the people
we had a lot
behind
of
the scenes put in a lot of work for sure. Like, you see Justin and I out here, but we are two of many that are putting in work for this thing.
I also enjoyed the whale sounds throughout the stream. That was awesome.
Were not. I didn't even know if I could make a whale sound, and it turns out it was not bad.
It was very good.
I appreciate.
Someone in chat said, "Of course he can make whale sounds because he spends money in the game," and I was like, "I'm not offended at all." But you're right.
Well, that was, I only put that as my bio because my daughter loves Finding Nemo, and I had to write something down at the time of signing up.
That
And
was
that's what I wrote.
Okay. Excellent.
Cool. All right. Well, congratulations on your first place win. We hope to see you in December. So yeah, congratulations for the Saiga Cup. Look forward to your trophy and your T-shirt and everything.
Oh yeah, awesome.
Excellent.
I'm excited. Thank you very much, guys. Thank you.
See you, Kells.
Thank you very much. Take it easy.
See you.
Go.
All right, switch back. And we're back.
All right. How's it going, everybody? Yeah, so those are some nice interviews. I really like to, I mean, it really takes, I don't want to say effort, but I mean, I don't know. It's interesting the different levels here. So, I mean, you could make 10 teams and you could get first place. You could make a team plus an extra unit and get second place.
Yeah. Well, yeah, Ram basically had a murmur, summer glassy, insert random third, not random, but like insert third unit that I like to play here. I love that. That's fun. I wish we would have seen Squall, and it sounds like Kells almost pulled him out. I actually think Squall outperforms Al in that comp. Most of the time.
Yeah.
But I mean, hey, who knows? Al did his thing. So yeah.
All right. Well, again, thank you very much to both of them for the interview here. Just a couple other things to cover before we end the Saiga Cup for 2023. First up, I wanted to viewer rewards here.
There we go.
Check out the VOD, share the link with your friends, family members, exes, whoever else, so we can get these viewer rewards. Get our total views up so we can get 8,000, 10,000, 13,000 views. Get those lovely rewards that we have on the screen. So yeah, please do that. We'll be counting the views up until the end of day on October 31st. Share that link around. Of course, we have the secret keyword here, which I will show you all again. It is Shinobi. Right here. So this is a secret keyword. Scan it with your phone, which I'm totally not doing now.
Get those scrolls, Justin. Get them.
But yeah, so fill that out. Get 100 scrolls of vicissitude sent out soon-ish. And then, yes, we have, of course, Discord. So since you have your phone in your hand, filling out the form, scan that QR code and join the Discord as well. There's a lot of discussion going on there. If you're PvP focused, PvP minded, or just like seeing PvP in general with like-minded individuals, check out the Discord. There's a lot of fun activities going on there and discussing. We already got our rewards, so thank you very much to the 5,000 people that joined. Pretty amazing. So yeah, overall, pretty good tournament today.
I liked it.
It's always surprising, you know? Like, when we were going into this, I said, we're going to see missile units. I don't think there was a single missile unit.
No, not one. Actually, 0. Right?
It seemed like a pretty good missile map. But shoot those people standing in the holes, but I don't know. We had some weird AI going on, and a lot of fun in general.
Yep, I loved it. As always, and we're never exactly right. We definitely predicted Alaya and Soul, and we did see those. Yeah. But Ram ran his way through the tournament without playing either of them. And so the second place player did not play Alaya and did not play Soul, and beat a bunch of people who were playing Alaya and or Soul. So there you go.
Indeed. So this is not the last qualifier tournament. We actually have one more coming up in November 11th. That is the Guga Cup. I always forget how to pronounce that. Goga. Anyway, sign up for that. The signups are available right now, currently, and you will be a chance to be entered. If you've participated in a previous tournament and you did not make it to the finals in that one, you can still sign up. This is a last chance qualifier for your chance to go to Worlds. Auronnj is getting a little sleepy here, so we're going to wrap it up soon. But yeah, so that tournament is going to be on the 11th of November. Same time, I believe, so tune in.
Yep.
So that's going to do it for me. Any last words from you, Auronnj?
No, thank you for everybody who showed up, supports the PvP scene. It has been a fun year of casting these tournaments, and we still have 3 more left. Last chance qualifier next month, and then 2 grand finals. Really looking forward to what comes out between then and now. See what changes in the meta, because guarantee you people are going to be trying very hard on those finals, like very hard.
Yes, if we were a few months ago, the crystal ball, people would be able to plan out their teams exactly. But we don't have that.
Yeah.
In the worldwide version.
Oh yeah, we would already know for global if we were still on that 4-month delay. Yeah, you're right. Instead, we'll see.
All right, so it's pronounced Goga. The Goga Cup is coming up. I always get these pronunciations and I always forget how to pronounce it. Anyway, that's going to do it for the Saiga Cup. Thank you, everybody, for tuning in today. Thank you to the participants, and congratulations to the 1st and 2nd place winner. We will see you on November 11th. Sign up for the Goga Cup. See you in the next one. Bye, everybody. Thank you.